legendary content crash out who only clips statements that Ethan Klein himself actually says. Sorry, I was going to say shout out Paige Christie. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I love her.
Paige Christie was like,
I am the one who has plushies in my background. In what logic or sense would I be calling you a or, you know, but that is, again, the strange twisting of logic that he purposefully does of obfuscating the narrative. I had approached it from a very amicable position intentionally.
All right, so again, this is what we're working with here, just to give people an update. We're going to be taking a look at the Cruel World Happy Mind podcast with Chris Knuzler, which actually has his face in it here. This is a 4-hour and 32-minute episode, and yeah, it goes all the way through. So we're not watching all of it. This is going to be treated probably like her live stream. We're going to watch it until I tap out. That's why the previous segment had a bit of that in there, because I didn't know how far we were going to go. I'd only seen that part, and I knew I wanted to cover it, but we're going to kind of go from this raw. We'll jump around. If it gets too politically bogged down talking about random bullshit. Listen, I think the only person who probably knows less about Palestine than me is Cruel World Happy Mind. I don't know if I really want to hear her talking about that a shitload, but I know a lot of politics is going to come up in here, so.
Right. Can everyone hear Madison?
Unfortunately. You might want to move your chat. Yeah, there we go. Nice. The I'm Alex archetype is talking to the airhead. I can't wait to hear this. And this is obviously after the conversation with Ethan. This is the one that happened today. If you want to check out the rest of it, it's a video on Chris Knuzler's channel called 87-Year-Old Makes Elon Musk Crash Out, and Cruel World Happy Mind calls in to discuss her video. So
it should be working, I think.
Yeah.
You can hear. They're saying yes, they can hear, I think.
Yay. I'm not nervous at all.
And if you have to notice, first thing, they've covered the stain. The stain is gone. Yes, I'm aware. Stain enjoyers, I'm sorry to tell you, the stain has been covered up for this episode.
Complaining about anything. People are just saying hello and yay and welcome and love your work and such. People are being very appreciative and supportive. So I guess
no H3 fans yet, I guess.
No, I think that all comes later of clips of people.
And it's already starting, right? She was so nice and understanding. 8 of her grandmothers died since the last time we heard her voice. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh no, mask is slipping. People
being like, this thing was said, and oh my god, can you believe that this is a thing? And trying to claim that, you know.
The cat is also in the Hassan Piker location. You're right.
You're sort of an evil monster, and that I've, you know, helped you to be an evil monster. But
okay, so you're prepared. That's good to know.
I don't personally.
You know, she always has this aesthetic where she's like a deer with like a deer in the headlights, right? I don't think that's by accident. I mean, sorry, I don't think that's on purpose. I think that just kind of is her. I think that's like her spirit animal is a deer in the headlights.
I understand it's different for you.
I'm not like saying that's malice. I think that's just kind of an observation.
I mean, we'll talk about this, but I guess probably in terms of the videos you've made, I'm guessing you haven't had like previously too much pushback like this, at least.
Which is a shocker because she sucks at making videos.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I'm sure you're...
Hopefully that's something that changes in the future. I think that her content needs to be hyper-analyzed moving forward.
Very used to with the content that you make.
Her Patronus is a deer in an oncoming car. Amazing. Where
I'm sure you could probably give me a lot of advice in this instance. This is very different for me. I started making content because I actually have really crippling social anxiety.
Yeah, it's a great idea. You should become a YouTuber, become a pseudo-celebrity. Guys, I know the best thing you can do if you have social anxiety is put yourself in front of a huge audience of people.
So making content where I'm basically talking to a wall and I can prepare what I'm saying a little bit better, edit it down.
Is that why you posted an unedited rambling OBS recording to apologize to Bad Empanada without knowing who the fuck he was?
That helped me a lot, actually, with my social anxiety, and to learn that...
we're not really seeing the dividends pay off on that one, man.
People aren't as bad as you would think.
They haven't been bad enough. They need to be worse.
This situation has been interesting in that manner because it was actually really helpful initially. Which is actually one thing I've realized a lot when I'm talking on live stream is I say you know a lot. I guess we'll have a counter. But
she's in the meme right now, dude. She's in the know. She knows what's happening, all right? Yeah, you are making fun of her for that, but she's part of the joke now, so it's not funny anymore, is it? Yeah.
Talking to a camera, editing videos down, and interacting with an online community helped me really break out of my social anxiety, especially during the pandemic when I was very isolated. And it helped me kind of open.
That's so great to hear. I'm like actually super stoked to find out.
On Nicholas DeOrio.
Turns out it would probably be better for society if you were still anxious and didn't leave your house.
Myself up a little bit more. And then this whole situation was very interesting for my social anxiety in that aspect. It kind of forced me to...
I wish you were still cripplingly terrified so I didn't have to watch your bad videos.
Break out in this live streaming environment, have to speak in manners that I'm not as used to in to audiences that I'm not as used to, and be confronted with people that are not as nice as I'm used to. But in that, and
why would but can somebody tell me while we're sitting here and listening to this sob story about this fucking loser, why would you do a genre involved with directly criticizing others? You know, YouTube really got me out of my comfort zone. I've been talking about Game of Thrones to an audience of people, and, you know, some don't agree with me, but others... Why are you sitting here reading a list of other people's flaws if you're too terrified for social engagement? Like, this is all you had? You thought the alternative to being a crippling shut-in who's terrified of any social pressure at all whatsoever is to start becoming the moral arbiter of what everybody else does? What's wrong with you? Are you fucking stupid?
as
I never ever thought that I would ever be put in a position. Why? You literally talk about other people constantly. You never thought this would come up once? Are you that fucking stupid?
many people have picked up, I have people-pleasing tendencies. I have a lot of issues that I've been working out.
Another great quality for your YouTube drama video essayist, dude. People-pleasing qualities. Yes, that's amazing.
Therapy for years. And so all of that has kind of coalesced in this situation. The only comparable...
Where does your bad research fit in your equation?
Incidents has been the Illuminati drama, which some people might be privy to. But... which was my...
You know, Blair actually has one thing on you. She knew she was too stupid to write her own videos. You know? You could say what you want about Blair, and it's probably true, to be clear. I hate Blair. But at least she was smart enough to know that she wasn't the talent on her own YouTube channel.
First sort of online drama, and it was very weird to navigate, but definitely not even close to this situation in terms of the amount of online harassment and messages, and just sort of I'm used to really genuinely listening to the comments that I get and taking that in.
I'm sure
the criticism.
Oh, I'm sure you. Oh, guys. I'm so good at accepting criticism. They say I'm one of the best, actually. I'm so good at just listening to all these things people say about me. This is a fake fucking person. This is a fake, pathetic loser.
The feedback and listening to it, because I do think a lot of content creators will get criticism and they'll sort of deflect or
she's reading the shit people are saying about her, and then she's going on rants explaining why it's not true as vaguely as humanly possible. These are literally criticisms of her own video.
They'll get very defensive, and
this is your fucking fourth response
really
in like a week.
Never wanted to.
You called in to argue about it.
To be that person when it came to making content. I always wanted to be very receptive to feedback. And this has thrown me for a loop in that sense, because I do think that
not hard enough.
There gets to a point where you really do have to realize that people are operating in bad faith, or that there's certain things that...
Yeah, you really have to realize people are operating in bad faith. The takeaway isn't that, oh, my video is bad, so I'm now being criticized for it. Mrs. I love to accept criticism. In fact, I'm one of the best criticizing fucking... Yeah, dude, it's obviously that all the people who hate it are evil and bad and mean.
You shouldn't listen to, or you should...
Kind of contradictory, don't you think?
Didn't take in a very genuine way, because they're not operating genuinely.
No.
So that's been a new thing for me.
I mean, I still remember like the first time.
What happened is the snark people gave her a second chance after going on and making them look bad by talking to Ethan Klein. So now she's just like, okay, well, thank you for your good graces. Let me lick up the floor you walk on.
I got like major pushback for something that I'd done, and it was different, and it was major pushback. Like there were a couple of times, especially when I'd, first started making content, like there There was one time where I made a video about this barge that they were putting refugees on in the UK, and it was like horrible. Someone died there as a result of like how unsanitary and like unacceptable.
This is the kind of thing we can skip.
I did a live
I don't care about your history.
where it's like
This isn't Chris Knuzzler History Month. I'm not really invested in this part.
and people saying as well, it's not that you haven't made videos about controversial people, right, as well, because you've spoken about people like Myron Gaines.
Oh, you fucker! Jesus Christ!
And like
That guy was camping the window?
all of these people, you know, who are really controversial, horrible figures.
Yeah, any moment that Chris is talking is completely skippable. Maybe we will get further in
Plays
this.
well known podcasts. Funny to, I mean, that one was very interesting because I thought it would be very funny to wear a shirt in that video that said ban male podcasts. This recent incident definitely has me feeling that way as well.
Wait, what? I think that's supposed to be a joke, I think, right? Yo, what's up, Billy Mitchell?
Yeah, and people were very angry at that sort of snarky t-shirt, and so I definitely got a flood of hate comments, but it wasn't something that I took seriously because it was, again, they were just like, you know, they were mad. They weren't they weren't attacking my character. They weren't digging into any little clip.
Yeah, but here's the thing, ma'am. All right, just to be clear, I think that people would be a bit too harsh on you if not for the fact that you implied the person you were talking about was a pedophile and brought his wife into it because she sells clothing with clouds. At that point, there's really not much grace that I can give you. If people wanted to, that's fine, but I have a feeling that most people have their patience has waned on you, and they've kind of come to the conclusion that you're a huge piece of shit.
They could take out of context to call me
like, oh no, I'm the victim. I attacked this person directly. I went on their podcast and lied. I came on here and denied that I ever fucking conceded arguments. Why are people still mad at me?
a pedophile because I have stuffed animals in my background, or
You deserve that. You deserve comments like that. I'm sorry. I understand that it makes you feel icky, but maybe you shouldn't go around fucking implying people are pedophiles without any evidence or any significant evidence.
I go after my research, which is something that I spend weeks on and
Because
take very
she's wrapping it around, well, the pedo troll Reddit from 14 years ago that was obviously satirical obviously means that Ethan might have these. He could possibly have these tendencies. But then she tries to do this choose your own adventure, loop it in bullshit with Teddy Fresh, the brand. These guys have fucking 3 kids. Ethan and Hill have 3 fucking kids. That is an insanely fucking inappropriate comment to make. An inappropriate argument to try to levy at somebody who has actual children, whose CPS has had to come to their house because of bogus internet bullshit, literally in this calendar year. That's an insanely ridiculous argument to try to push out there, and to go on to defend is disgusting.
seriously. And again, do you want to really engage in a serious manner? Okay, how can I do better research? How can I, if someone has
You should quit. I think the best research would be into a job application, you fucking piece of shit.
any criticism of that, I do want to take it seriously. So I do think this threw me for a loop in that sense, because
Your channel shouldn't be on the BDS list. It should be on the DNR list.
again, if there's Myron Gaines fans and they want to say they didn't like my video because I'm a dumb bitch, it's like, okay, I'm not going to take that as seriously. Yeah, I think that but again, your work, it sounds a lot different because I feel like you're in this sort of, I mean, not sort of, you're in a very intellectual field, and I think that people that try and engage with it in an intellectual manner.
Every fucking toddler I'm Alex archetype with a microphone who says Free Palestine is in an intellectual field. This is ridiculous, dude. This is just, it's so unserious to hear these types of comments come out of her mouth. But I'm sure for her, this is probably, she probably thinks that's true.
Kind of falls short, maybe, and that can kind of cause a lot of insecurity.
This is probably the most serious podcast she's ever been on.
In different people, a lot of anger, a lot of, and
Yes.
I've noticed when that happens and people get
You really dislike her. I have a question. What's to like? What is a positive attribute you can list about this piece of shit?
defensive, it causes them to sort of reflect that.
What are her redeeming qualities? Here, I'll listen.
onto you. And I don't want to say that happened with this situation. Again, I'm not saying that because I think I handled
All right, all the gooners are in my chat right now.
a lot of things terribly, which is what a lot of this conversation, I want that to be, so that people can learn from me. But I also think that maybe a lot of the backlash from the H3 fans was them not wanting to look inward at their sort of...
Guys, the reason why those people are mad about me insulting their favorite podcaster and implying that a father of 3 is a pedophile is because they're unable to look inward and see their podcast isn't all it was cracked up to be. Can you please give, what are her redeeming qualities? I'll ask again. What are the positive traits you could explain
Nick
about her
just started
character?
insulting me viciously on Twitter.
I'm just curious.
Nick, here is a list of her redeeming qualities.
Thank you. I appreciate the donation.
crumbling H3 empire and the fact that they are so isolated and not wanting
Isolated. They have like 20,000 plus concurrent viewers.
to reflect on the sort of
Keffel's tweet on Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffel's appreciate.
They're like a wildly mainstream
Mikey
podcast.
V with a dog companion is diabolical.
Thank you.
word opinion. I don't know, like, again, a lot of people on the outside were like, oh, this video was very balanced. Again, when the H3 fan base is like, oh, you didn't do a lot of research, I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, but
What?
on the
Dude, it's like, I accept tons of criticism. I accept all the comments from the snark people who really liked my video. That's criticism, right? It's implied.
base is like, oh, you didn't do a lot of research, I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, but on the other side, when they talk about Ethan's blackface and they're like, well, they're sort of defending his blackface and saying, well, you didn't look at our side of things and how he didn't really do that. I'm like, well, actually, since that video, there's been a lot more instances of their blackface that have come to view. And
Then why wasn't that your segment, man?
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
Dude, if you're finding out more clips after the fact when you make a bad argument, that doesn't mean your first argument is good.
I could have
Do you think that Ethan Klein is a racist who hates black people? Is that the position you actually have? Surely that's the position you have with that take.
provided a lot more of that. Or same thing with,
Dude, if you go out and call somebody a pedophile and the allegation is entirely false, and then 5 years later you find out that he molested a child, your initial argument isn't now good because you found out later on that a person would go on to commit a crime, right? Or there was absolutely zero evidence to operate off of. Your video in that hypothetical is still bad because you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
me not doing enough research. I agree. I could have researched the entire Snark lawsuit and gone into how Ethan has continually harassed the Snark moderators, gone after them, tried to sue them, tried to get them to,
Your video would have been worse if you attempted that. It's a worse argument to try to fight.
subpoena their information.
Dude, harassment is when lawsuit. Harassment is when you try to subpoena them to sue them. We're defining harassment as suing people now?
So that he could somehow link them to the people that
What do you mean somehow link them? That's why the lawsuit's happening, you fucking smooth-brained asshole. Jesus Christ.
doing a lawsuit for copyright infringement, Denim's Caseytron.
Yeah, it's not harassment. Believe me, they're playing along. They're fighting back on this one. They're interacting with him constantly.
Rogan,
This is what I said earlier, dude. It's like you're just listing a name of women who have fucking argued with Ethan Klein or like made content related to Ethan Klein. It's misogyny to respond to them now. It's misogyny to respond to them. It's misogyny not to. Believe me, I'm accepting you in the community of online drama YouTubers that's predominantly run by men. Welcome. We're gonna shit on you relentlessly.
I could have gone into that as well, how he refuses to let any of that go.
Because you're one of the guys. Yeah.
I could have done a lot more research in that aspect. And so I think that I agree with them on the other side of things. And a lot of times when they say things like, oh, he's apologized for his slurs, where are those apologies? I'd like to see clips of those. I would like
I don't know, maybe you can go do some research. That you're the one who's supposed to be supplying the clips, right? That's your job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Where are they? I don't fucking know. Maybe a week isn't long enough to fucking make this video. Genius.
to see those extensive clips, because just saying a
Yeah, you have to do an iDubbbz. You have to go on an apology tour. You have to walk up to every black guy you see on the Las Vegas Strip and personally apologize to them. Yeah, that's what it is.
comment of, oh, he's apologized. Where are they? I haven't seen it.
And there's no number of apologies that are good enough to the community that is constantly revalidating and the minute that they don't like you anymore, your apology is
Nick
invalid
just
and
started
void. So who
insulting me
cares?
viciously on
It's not
Twitter.
worth saying sorry to any of these people ever. It's essentially a donation that Twitch is giving to a women's shelter charity after a drama. It's entirely not worth your time.
I haven't seen an extensive clip.
And
Apologize to your audience. They're the only people who matter.
A lot of those are hidden. Sorry, I was gonna say a lot of those are hidden behind membership platforms.
They're gonna do it to iDubbbz too. iDubbbz says one thing out of line, they're gonna fucking massacre whatever's left of that guy's channel. It's going to happen eventually.
So if you
Nicholas the
Thank
Goat, thank you for
you.
the $5, my man.
that's where I think the echo chamber happens, where everything's hidden
Bro,
behind
you're in the echo chamber. You're literally in the echo chamber right now.
a paywall. And if he wants
And it's behind a paywall. A lot of these clips are public. Majority of the clips that you would have needed are public. One of the examples of clips that you didn't even bother to look up is the JonTron H3 podcast episode that is a Google search away, okay? You cannot constantly blast everything as, oh, it's members only. Oh, it's been hidden. Oh, it's been removed. All right, you didn't do your due diligence. You can't put that on other people.
to have something
If
that's
your video was so good it deserves to be up, then you wouldn't be on stream talking about how you couldn't find the necessary research to explain your arguments.
accessible for people for research, it should be available for
I
all.
recommend watching
Instead,
Nicholas
he's
DeOrio's
creating more of an
latest
echo
video.
chamber where
Your video's bad, it shouldn't be available for all. If people want to look for it, they should find it on a re-upload site. But you're sitting here making money off the sponsorship, so I'm sure that's why it stays up.
thinks that his audience thinks one narrative because it's all hidden behind a paywall and not accessible to all. So
Do you think that Ethan Klein hasn't engaged with any of these talking points? You think it didn't come up in the conversation with you this week? You think he's afraid to engage with any of this stuff?
but yeah, anyways, sorry.
I think,
Those
but
are-
also, I think
Oh yeah, she was too busy doing her dude. She was doing her due diligence instead of her due diligence.
it's kind of like the Elon Musk Nazi salute. If you asked Ethan today, go on then, put fake tan on in that way as a joke. Do it now. Make a video called the Black Challenge where you cover your face in charcoal. Do it now. See how people.
I was like, wait, what
interpret
is fake? That's the charcoal mask one.
it. Do it if you think that was like that was not the joke of it. And also I think it's like just watching him say like no, these actually like this wasn't it. We did the white challenge as well. We did all of these other things. What there is to say is, at that same time, you were also regularly saying the N-word, and I believe there are points at which he's
He
like,
was regularly saying the N-word, like
You
that was
claim to
just
care
enough.
about
That was the
rape,
thing
and
he
you're
dropped
hyping up a dude
constantly.
who has a segment on a
No
show called
context
Ultimate
related
Rape
to that.
Review.
Who is this kid?
She make fake name more stupider. P.S. Bang.
Again, like, and keep in mind, right? These people constantly paraded around Ethan Klein when he was fighting with the commentary YouTubers like 7 years ago.
Nicholas the Goat, thank
Oh
you for
no,
the $5,
dude! Ethan's
my
just
man.
trying to make a difference. He's all the stuff they're saying about him now. They were willing to overlook back then. It's extremely funny. I enjoy watching like the frenemies related controversies too, because all that shit got swept immediately under the rug, and I guess they were really mad about it. They just couldn't say anything.
it really depends on the day to day, I think, and how much I'm willing to shut it out or engage with it. I think
I'm
when
assuming this is a question related to hate.
everything first happened, again, it was a new experience for me, as I kind of mentioned, and I was really surprised. I was kind of talking about this with my editor who
Who you threw under the bus immediately and then had to concede you lied.
I've been working with for forever, and one of the most upsetting aspects is and also most
just saw
hilarious is
Keppel's
they
tweet
tried to claim
on
that
Nicholas
my
DeOrio.
team
Keppel's
is like a
appreciated the
team of
shout out.
snarkers, and I didn't have any involvement. They're the snarkers.
And it's like, no, actually, yeah, they tried to. It is me. It was me, to be clear. That's literally what her take is. Like, you try to say my team was snarkers. No, it's actually me. I'm a huge fan of Content Crash Out. I lied to you
which is hilarious to me because they're two
because you're like a snaky, degenerate piece of shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
dudes, one in the UK, one in Australia, who I have been working with.
Wait, what?
One in the UK,
Wait, what is she saying?
which is hilarious to me because they're two dudes.
Does she think that all snarkers are women because they call Ethan a misogynist? Wait, or does she think they're American?
One
It's really funny to me that Ethan thinks they're snarkers because they're men from Australia.
in the UK, one in Australia, who I have been working with for almost 5 years at this point, and almost 5 years, right? 4.5. But anyways, so
What does that have to do with anything?
my editor, I was kind of talking about this, and when all of this happened, I was just kind of surprised.
Yeah, it sounds like you're surprised quite a lot. It seems like a lot of things are very surprising to you.
And just wanting to understand, because I was so
It's an often occurrence that she's just completely out to lunch and surprised at whatever's happening around her.
Orbiter, Nick
Thank
Oreo,
you!
Mr. Oreo.
I really thought most people would understand. I was really surprised by the fact that
I'm so. What does this have to do with you? This is like completely off tangent.
that there would be any sort of confusion on Palestine or any sort of divide.
What do you mean divide on Palestine? You think this is a universally accepted issue? And you're talking about echo chambers?
I thought most people were
She thought this was an easy subject to come on and get the Ethan Klein fuck over points or whatever, and it just wasn't. She got a lot more pushback than she was expecting.
kind of in agreement that what Israel was doing is fucked up. And I guess the flood.
Do you think that the majority of people here are huge Netanyahu supporters, or do you think they're mad that you just straight up slandered their YouTuber for fucking 3 hours straight and have absolutely no idea what you're talking about? Can I just remind everybody, if people who don't remember, this is the same YouTuber who made a 3-hour video on Ethan Klein and had never heard the pronunciation of Bad Empanada's name and called him Bad Empanada while like terrified and giving an apology to him.
Of comments that were saying that what I had said was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, the most divisive thing you could possibly bring up. I didn't know people were divided on this.
That just completely disagreed.
I want to see her cry again. 2 times wasn't enough.
With my stance. I was very confused on that, and just from a sort of morbid curiosity was reading comments and messages wanting to understand that what their viewpoint.
Look, she's trying to fucking make it so I don't usually read these comments, but I had a morbid curiosity this time. It's like, who the fuck you think you're fooling? Do you think we're stupid? You think that everybody here is a big dummy who's listening to this fucking episode right now? Come on.
It was, and how they had gotten to such a divide. And then also just in my personal life, I think I mentioned this to you. I had a neighbor who I respect greatly, who's a journalist, a writer, who after everything had come over and sort of lectured me about how that's maybe harsh. Again, I feel bad because apart from this, she identifies as a feminist, has invited me to a lot of book clubs, and is just
you can always pin those feminists down when they're like, would you like to read The Catcher in the Rye with me? That's how you know. The iconic feminist talking point, would you like to read this book with me?
I just saw Keffel's tweet on
Nicholas
DeOrio.
Just
Keffel's
about how
By the way, I don't even know what the question was at this point. She's just kind of meandering here. I don't know what's happening.
she had taken a trip to the Middle East and felt that everywhere else, the Middle East was incredibly racist to her, and Israel was a great country
Is it Brianna Wu?
to her. Again, white, blonde woman, not a Jewish individual, but had felt that Israel was so great, and essentially that I was terrible for my viewpoints that I had spoken of in
Wow,
my
I'm glad this had actual repercussions.
video, essentially, just to boil it down. And so I was just
And
very
you're probably super apologetic and fake when you were talking to her, and now you're talking about this here with a completely different energy.
bewildered by
Because
that
you're a complete fucking rat.
and wanted to understand that aspect. And yeah, of course there was the harassment. Of course there was the hate.
And meanwhile, she pulled up quote unquote death threats, and it was like her own audience saying your video sucked. It was extremely embarrassing when she tried to pull up live death threats in a prepared segment. She screenshotted all of those, put them in a document, and said these are death threats. And it's just someone like, hey, I've been a fan for your channel for a really long time, and it sucks now.
The people saying that I did terrible research, and the people that were also just
Yeah, it's like this is a threat on my life. You're a talentless loser. You're a no talent.
calling me a Nazi, photoshopping Auschwitz in the background.
You don't even know you don't even know how to say Auschwitz. Come on. What are we doing
photos
here?
of me.
Nick just started insulting me
Things of that nature. But I think that was the strangest aspect to me to sort of understand, because at this point with
You don't understand people making fun of you on Ethan's subreddit and bullying you for making a horrible video?
On Nicholas DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout
how
out.
much things have escalated with
Again, but this is like one of those things, like this person clearly has not gotten enough hate. If they think these are what death threats are and this is a high level of harassment, then they're like, this is some first world level harassment. You know what I mean? This is some first world bullshit. This person has not gotten enough pushback for their content. If that's what they're classifying this as harassment, that's a problem.
How many, like with the genocide that's happening, how many Palestinians have died? How could people still feel this way?
Oh my God, she just said it. I don't think I've heard someone unironically say, with this many Palestinians dying, how could you feel this way? And be serious about it. I actually don't think I've heard someone say that in like a while. This person is a robot. I don't even, this is not a human being at this point to me. This is this is an alien.
That's what I'm trying to understand. And
there's literally a genocide going on. Why are you critiquing my YouTube video? By the way, she had a whole tangent earlier, like 5 minutes ago, being like, by the way, I love accepting criticism. I'm a big criticism enjoyer. I love the way I accept it, you know?
And I went on the podcast to essentially try and see if I humanized myself, if I you know, tried to show that
if I came on and I presented myself as human, and my beep boop programming would allow me to come on and be sad, peepo sad that they might stop harassing me. And then when it didn't work, I went on another podcast and talked even more shit. This is a fake fucking degenerate freak. I'm sorry, anybody who feels sympathy, you've been completely fucking lied to. You've been completely fucking misdirected. I don't care how many fucking members of her family have. I don't care if 15 grandmothers drop dead between the last podcast and this podcast. You get no sympathy from me. I do not care. Please stop intruding and giving me random bullshit about your life to try to make it okay. You implied people were pedophiles. You should be taking this fucking criticism.
it was, you know, trying to understand where my research went wrong, but also have a real conversation, like a real human being, to Ethan. If his audience,
If you were trying to have a real conversation, you would have actually engaged with what they were saying instead of being like, oh, yeah, no, I see where you're coming from on that. Oh, yeah, no, I know, I see where you're coming from on that.
would even be willing to take
And then getting on here being like, I didn't concede anything. Liar.
that in. And there were essentially a few days where there was a bit of a confusion within the audience. I got a few kind messages from H3 fans that were essentially like, welcome to the family, which isn't not a cult at all.
Yeah, dude, she kept fucking. What am I supposed to do? I'm gonna get in a debate, be like, actually, all of my siblings died. They were like washed down the toilet or something because I'm an only child and were never born in the first place or conceived, but they all died, so you should feel bad for me about it. Yeah.
But welcome to the family.
Dude, my brother died. He's in a tissue somewhere.
I recommend watching
I really
Nicholas
liked
DeOrio's
hearing you
latest
speak.
video.
Her
Thank you.
research went wrong when you started recording.
Yeah, literally. As soon as the camera hit her.
really liked your story on this, or I like that you went on the podcast, had the bravery to do so. I liked
It's not bravery to go on there and be fake as fuck in front of people. That's not brave. It's pathetic.
I liked hearing that you were willing to learn about this, or that you admitted that you were wrong on that, whatever it was. And then after a few days, it's almost like they were kind of put back in line. And
How did I just kill someone with 1 health? Please let me know. Please let me know what just happened. I'm insane right now. I'm crazy.
I just
Come and
saw
stop
Keffel's
me.
tweet
Come and stop me.
on Nicholas
Thank you.
DeOrio.
Keffels appreciated the shout out.
I am calling my bank to let know there is a genocide going on. So why are they asking me to pay my mortgage?
Yeah, literally, dude. Did you hear these tariffs that are happening right now? Do they know there's a genocide going on and they're asking me for tariff money? Rolex had to go meet with Donald Trump and hand him a gold date just so that they would maybe potentially fix the Swiss tariff situation before Nick gets a new allocation. And there's a genocide going on and that's what you're worried about?
And essentially, I was a Nazi again. I'm anti-Semitic, and they don't like me because I didn't fully take down the video. The goalpost
You took fucking 2 minutes down, you fucking cowardly loser.
shifted.
And there's more wrong information in it. So yeah, I'm absolutely... Yeah, you should take that video down. I am not relenting on that. You should take that fucking video down.
And they, you know, essentially went on attack again.
I never stopped. I never stopped. And this is retaliation, by the way. You guys weren't nice enough to her. So now she's going to come on and say a more bullshit.
My husband calls them the flying monkeys, not me. I'm reporting what someone else has called them, because essentially they will, you know, whatever is iterated by Ethan, it feels like after.
How could you deliver this? Are you this stupid? Are you like this unintelligent? You don't realize that this is literally applicable to your own content?
A while.
You did a week's worth of research.
Will sort of disseminate that attack. And that's really sad to me. I think that there is
you sat on the stream and got like dog walked in the nicest way possible.
A divide of opinions, but after a while, they're all sort of put back in line within this echo chamber of the H3 subreddit.
It's literally, this is her story. I came on, I had a moment of clarity, but then all of a sudden my programming kicked back in and I'm on Chris Cumguzzler's live stream denouncing all these people like a fucking loser.
And that's really concerning to me. And
fuck!
I think that
now I got clapped.
A lot of fears that they're having, a lot of is sort of being used against them. So,
well, I
wait, the fears. Wait, hold on, whoa.
They're having a lot of and I think that a lot of fears that they're having, a lot of is sort of being used against.
I thought all these things were in their head, and the viewer's head too. I thought this wasn't happening.
Them. So,
well, if you want to hear Chris's version of this, you can go check out his channel.
All of these.
Hila was trying to talk to me about how she didn't fully say she disavowed Rudy Giuliani's statements. I think it was.
Isn't the USA military
but,
entirely voluntary? Listen, all right? Listen. Her husband's a hero, okay? Don't question her husband's military service. Don't question that.
I was trying to express was essentially if you have the past that Hila has, you sort of need to,
Yeah, by the way, if you've ever been in the IDF, you need to make your entire personality. By the way, I disavow Israel. I disavow Israel. Do you know I disavow Israel? Oh, I love this makeup. It's so cool. Do you know I disavow Israel? You need to be a slave to a bunch of woke-skulled losers in your audience. Otherwise, stupid blonde women will come on and make an extremely shitty defamation video against you that took 1 week of research. Yeah, it's actually your fault. If you don't go out here and literally suck the dick of every person who criticizes you online, oh, at that point, no, I'm sorry. Dumb blonde idiot is going to come in here and make a horrible video about you, and you only have yourself to blame.
If you're a statement like Rudy Giuliani's that, the Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill American citizens.
I hope to God you never make a statement that's wildly taken out of context and they ruin your life with it. Actually, I really hope it happens to you. I lied. I actually really do. I hope you get some of your own medicine.
You need to fully say, hey, that's fucked up and not true. And
you need to performatively cry in front of your audience about how bad it is. That way, so nobody will slander you in the future with it. This is a person who needs to be like checked.
And go
who needs to fear for their income
with with your full chest or full voice disavow that statement. To just sit there and kind of silently say, I mean, and shake your head. First off, that is a comment. It is a comment.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar
Guys,
Orbiter?
the silence means
Orio.
something. Go fuck
Mr.
yourself,
Oreo.
you loser. Holy shit, dude.
It is a comment, but also it's not speaking out enough. It is not.
You're not doing enough. Okay, great. That wasn't what you said in your video. You lied in your video. You're literally, and your video is still up, by the way. You lied in your video, it's still up, and now you're moving the goalpost on a video that is wrong.
Blatantly. If you have a past where you grew up in Israel and you are...
Oh my God. I have been giving endless charitability about this because it's such a stupid argument, I couldn't conceive it. She opened up, her opening argument is, if you have a past where you grew up in Israel. Now, I imagine the next is mandatory military service. That doesn't necessarily make it better or worse, but to include that part is extremely brain dead. Because all you're doing is now kind of giving ammunition back.
Fully aware, blatantly.
Yeah, it sounds like she said the quiet part out loud there, didn't it?
You have a past where you grew up in Israel and you are fully aware.
This is the Family Guy skit again. Jews!
Of what Israelis are taught from a young age.
Oh, wait, and now she's reiterating. Oh my god, it's worse than I thought. I fucking clipped myself. I thought she was going to say the mandatory military service or do the ride-along thing. Because at least you could try. You could try. Now it's like, nah, dude, you go to school where they teach the Jews to fucking be violent towards the Palestinians from a young age, a value instilled upon them. This is the from birth shit again.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter.
Holy
Nick Oreo.
shit, dude.
Mr. Oreo.
I'm giving too much charitability here. She's
Funny
dumber
that
than I
she's
thought.
giving Hila shit about not speaking up enough, but doesn't have the balls to say it to her face.
Yeah,
I hate her so much.
You're an American. You're a white American. From a young age, you're taught that guns are cool, dude. You have to speak out about school shootings all the time.
and you are fully aware of what Israelis are taught from a young age
This is insane. This is actually insane.
about Palestinians, you have the knowledge. You actually have a great depth of knowledge.
I recommend
which
watching
you could
Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
You have to become you're either an advocate or you're part of the problem. If you don't dedicate the rest of your life to attacking Israel, then you yourself are the problem. This is one of those things where if you're
Can I
not
say something to you, Nick? I really like
if you're not anti
Why?
something, you're for something inherently. That's it. If you're not anti it, you're for that.
use to
Your side has been picked for you.
What's the
so
name
unless
of
you prove
guy
them wrong, the
Keemstar
assumptions
orbiter?
will
Nick Oreo.
will be your downfall.
Mr. Oreo.
I guess.
speak out and educate people about what is happening in
What
a
fucking
positive
what a fucking waste of oxygen this person is. Like, holy shit. It is actually brutal to even hear her talk.
way to teach people about the genocide that's happening and help with what's happening. And
She needs to be traveling to fucking school, teaching young Jews not to hate Palestinians in America. That's the only way that she can have penance for growing up as a Jewish person in Israel. This is insane. This is actually fucking delusional.
the pro-Palestinian movement. Instead,
Yeah, she's tripling down at this point. I don't even know what to say.
she is silent when it matters most. She is,
How the fuck would you know at 1 month's worth of research?
I mean, shaking her head, not disavowing with complete, sincerity.
Wait, what do you mean not disavowing with complete sincerity? Please, I would actually... Where did it go? Okay. I need to know. So now we're reaching inside of her mind, okay? We're now reaching inside the mind of Gila Klein, and we're deciding that she wasn't sincere. Can you give me the research that you got to get that result, I guess?
And clarity, and instead she gets defensive when others accuse
Of course she
her
gets defensive,
of being
because you're lying!
a little bit,
Like, verifiably!
not a little bit, Zionistic. I don't know if that's a full phrase, but you know what I mean.
Zionistic. That's a good term for Trisha. It's like autistic and Zionist.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I like being a bit of a
but,
Zionist would be the term I'd use, but yeah.
It's like a bit of a Zionist, mate. Bit of a Zionist. That's what I'll use.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, that is how I feel. I forgot I was gonna say something else, but yeah.
Yeah, I bet you did.
So yeah. As far as that goes,
This person would forget to breathe. That's how you're gonna find it. Well, whatever happened to Cruel World Happy Mind? Oh god, it was a tragedy. She forgot how to breathe.
I deleted the clip of them saying that because it in my video, because if they're gonna, especially I think again.
She said she has a team of people. They're here to be her editors. I don't even think that's actually true. I think they're like her personal helpers who wipe her ass after she shits.
Hila did not fully, but I extended the will, I guess, in good grace. If they're gonna say
your channel should have a will,
they disagree.
The last will and testimony of the Cruel World and Happy Mind channel before she deleted the entire thing out of sheer despair.
With Rudy Giuliani's statements, fair enough. I'll delete that. But that's my statement on that. You have an opportunity, with your past, Ethan as well, living in Israel, you have the education and experience of knowing what is being taught in Israel, what they're saying, what is done over there in ways that many Americans are not experiencing right now, which is very important knowledge, I think.
That's fantastic. Who cares? Oh, everyone needs to... You need to come out here and you need to be a door-to-door salesman for why the Palestinian plight is... Because, unfortunately, you were born a Jew, meaning you have to dedicate the rest of your life to this.
For right now. And instead, you are silent and you do not speak out about that aspect. And I think that could be very important education.
Yeah,
I think all of you people
recommend
need to go
watching
fuck yourselves and
Nicholas
crawl back
DeOrio's
under whatever
latest
rocks you were
video.
hiding under.
In my old age, when my body starts to fail, when all my senses cease, I will look back on my existence and say at least I'm not CWHM.
Thank you, me too.
Nicholas the Goat,
Holy
thank you for the
shit, dude.
$5,
Thank
my
you
man.
for hitting the goal, by the way. Appreciate it.
I mean, I think that this ultimately taps into the problem, which is if you actually...
Yeah, I actually don't care. We're gonna move on back to her talking.
that actually...
Why are you speaking over female voices?
to give birth
Let women speak.
next to Arabs, because they...
Yep, uh-huh.
massive amounts of people.
Wait, what did you say? Massive amounts of people? What are you talking about? I'm sorry, what was it?
And you know what else is massive?
There we go. Oh, fuck.
Is no longer just something that's unimaginable and makes most people balk and think, my God, how could you ever do that? Instead, all of a sudden, it is legitimate and it is justified because...
Yep, I have a question. What are your thoughts on the Mizkif drama? How come you don't go out? You're a woman in America right now and you saw what happened to Emaru. Why aren't you speaking out about that? Okay? You know, you're a female content creator. You should be speaking out against Twitch. You know, like, these are the important issues. You're hiding behind this genocide when there are people being sexually assaulted at TwitchCon. Coward.
Their children are taught to hate. And it is also...
How come you don't... You're a female content creator. Why aren't you talking about JF's wife?
The same logic.
Yeah.
Than Iranians and Israelis.
Oh, God.
That wasn't enough. They still had to... as much...
I need to virtue signal about more fucking extremely easy brownie point political takes.
Of the problem. People whose hatred of Israel...
Okay, dude, I just don't care. Can we...
Then the Zionists...
Thank you.
The land.
Yep. Oh, yay!
And that's why I can fully understand the issue with saying conflict in my original video.
Oh, God. Now she's licking up the floor again. Can you see this? You guys see it? You see it happening right now? Yeah, you know, I made this huge mistake in my video. It was a real blunder on my part. This optics disaster, you know?
Because I could see how that sort of creates that sort of
Damn it.
equalization when that's not the case at all.
It's a stain on her legacy, yeah. She's self-flagellating about this. Yo, she has to practice what she preaches. Listen, if you want to align yourself by being a slave to this audience who's going to eat you alive, good. I can't wait till they fucking do it.
The importance of saying a genocide is happening right now at this time, particularly.
You don't think enough people who care know about it? You think there's really people who just simply aren't aware?
When people are trying to, when it's so clearly not a bull.
What do you think guys, this is thoughts and prayers shit. Like when there's a fire and somebody's like, I'm sending my prayer. What are you gonna do? Like, okay.
Sides situation. People are still trying to demonize the Palestinians in whatever way they can, particularly
and I'm saying
Hamas.
This, by the way, I'm jaded. I want to be honest with you. I'm jaded. If this was a fucking minor thing that only came up once every so often, you would not be hearing me be as jaded about it. But I am constantly reminded shit like this. Oh, you're not going to talk about Palestine? What about Palestine? You guys know there's a genocide in Palestine? This is like 3 times a day, bro. Everyone knows. Okay? This is giving prayers to people who are in a fucking forest fire, dude. I'm sorry. I just don't care. I'm tired of it. I think everybody else is starting to get a little tired of it. You know? This is not a hot take. You're not brave for saying it. All right? It is a widely agreed upon take in the space that you occupy. Okay? You're just doing this for brownie points and financial gain. I'm jaded. That's what I think. Sorry.
To create this sort of equalization, well, both sides are bad narrative. And so calling it a conflict can only lead to that. And so I can see that. I mean, that's
like legitimately the other day, somebody said there's a genocide going on in Sudan. And I was like, wait, what? Because I literally don't hear about it. Now, if that was a comment that someone was making, I would not fight back against it. Because I heard that and I went, wait, what? What are you talking about? What's going on in Sudan? Right? That's like an example. But come on, dude. Like this Palestine thing. At some point, when do we turn around and go, these people are doing this for content. They're doing this for financial gain. They're standing off the back of these dead children. Like at what point do we start to go, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I forgot to say.
What's the name of the guy?
I was recommended to read this book.
Thank you,
Mr. Oreo.
Book and took notes of it. And I still have a lot of ways to go and in terms of education and everything, but that's some of the notes and which I told you personally. But one thing that I particularly wrote down that I thought was interesting is when speaking on the two-state solution, language like a land for two people, the peace process, the Israel-Palestine conflict, the need to stop violence on both sides, the two-state solution allows...
Again, this sounds like iDubbbz just did his first research on his new fucking video. I don't feel like I'm getting an in-depth analysis at all here. This looks like somebody who Googled this week. They watched 3 Hassan Piker streams and they're going on and saying correct thing.
All down the line. Is that the saying?
Yeah. Kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So, and having any sort of verbiage like conflict can also...
Like she's just sitting here and like
the
begging
guy
for
from
forgiveness from this group of
Keemstar
people who
Nick
don't care about
Oreo.
her at all.
Mr. Oreo.
So further that as well, and that's definitely something that I fully agree with. And what was I going to say on that? Yeah, and I think that also it plays on the U.S.'s longstanding Islamophobia and how we are we do not want to face our own Islamophobia.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just please? She's clearly begging for attention, so I thought I'd give it to her.
It plays on the U.S.'s longstanding Islamophobia and how we are.
Okay, that sounds not correct. I was looking. Okay, just to be clear, I pulled up clapping for 1 hour, and I was expecting like an audience, but that did not sound. That sounded bad. Okay, audience cheer. All right, that was not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Okay, yeah.
We do not want to face our own Islamophobia because it would cause us to face our own wars that have been very much related to Islamophobia.
Stunning even.
And have preyed on the Americans' Islamophobia rather than, the reasons behind it. And so I think that all of that is sort of interconnected in my opinion.
Many I think there's also a thing that you have to appreciate, that many people in American and British society enjoy the
Thank you so
killing
much.
of people that they deem as others.
This is so
you
brave.
Hear it in their rhetoric about how, these are
this
evil,
is so
monstrous
brave. You're
terrorists
so
who are
brave.
responsible for the violence that's inflicted.
How do you even
and such,
how do you
rather
do
than
it?
ever confronting hang on a second. This didn't begin.
What is the
with this
music?
political group,
It's the American
and it won't
national
end with it.
anthem.
And until the
Genius.
West takes a look in the mirror and stops trying to create a world
Thank
in which there are
you.
just these evil, monstrous others who destroy the world.
How do you
and
get away with
destabilize
saying
it, rather
stuff
than
this
confronting
this
others who play the
controversial?
part in that we back up and support, and acting as if our fight for democracy is some actual true thing, rather
Yeah, I
than
know,
saying,
this is-
actually,
wow.
we've just interfered in the world and destroyed so many human beings' lives because it was expedient to do so for
There's a
maintaining
tear
what
streaming
we
down my
wanted
face
in the
right now.
world.
I look like
that's
Cruel
not-
World Happy Mind after a 15-minute
we have done
debate.
that over and over again throughout
This is
the
just so
history
brave.
of
Get these people medals.
United Kingdom, throughout the history
Immediately.
of America. All of these things are undeniable, and it's something that happened after the fall of the Soviet Union. We needed people already had problems with this stuff, but it really took off because we needed our...
Okay, I'm gonna zoom past this. I think we get the point, right? You guys get it? Why do you shoot my dog?
I continued to ask the question. They said their biggest contention with me was the indoctrinated from birth or programmed from birth
I think their biggest contention with you is the pedophile stuff.
statement. And so, okay, fair enough. Deleted that clip because it wasn't just them.
Nicholas DeOrio.
You had to delete a
The
comment.
shout out.
She reminds me of the type of person that would be on a Prime Kai panel back in the day.
By the way, she has disavowed this comment on her stream, which is even funnier.
Again, I continue to have this fear of, or not fear, I continue to be concerned with the amount of H3 fans who could be potentially Zionists who are incredibly afraid of anti-Semitism, and Ethan potentially playing into that.
Dude, I can't. This is insane. I'm sorry. Dude, he's speaking directly to the Zionists and trying to make them more radical. He's radicalizing the fucking sleeper cell Zionists in the audience.
Pointing the finger at their content creators saying they're anti-Semitic, because it was not just Ethan who sent that message,
So she's just saying that Ethan is anti-Semitic, right?
said that message or reiterated that. It was
That's the way I read that. She's just out and about saying it.
tons of other people who had sent that message to me saying that what I had said
I'm sorry, Ethan is crying anti-Semitism for no reason, rather, is what I meant.
in that instance was anti-Semitic.
She's saying that Ethan is just lying about anti-Semitism to pander to these people, to get these radicals into his audience, is what I meant.
It was horrible. And so I did want to listen to that. And it's not just because I care about anti-Semitism. I have a personal situation with that where one of my best friends is Jewish, and I went to her wedding over the summer, and so it hit home for me in that aspect where I genuinely.
Dude, one of my friends is Jewish. I have a Jewish friend. I'm not anti-Semitic. I went to this wedding. I went to a wedding of a Jew. Yeah, they had a bar mitzvah there. It happened live. They started doing the chair thing. They had the funny hats on. It was, it's a Jew. It's a Jewish person. They did a Jewish thing. They actually work for Bank of America. Funny enough. I mean, listen, I'm very open and inviting to these people. I've hung out with them 3 times since then. I bought them a very sizable gift for their wedding.
He was like, oh my God, like, really
I do know a Jew
afraid of that aspect.
I'm in a circle that has one part Jew.
But at the same time, genuinely, as I had said on the podcast, when I have I want to listen when it comes to instances of Muslim individuals, people who are transgender, LGBTQ plus, really looking at.
Sorry, Jew, I got to think about the trans people when I talk about this topic.
Their lived experiences in the current day and how they are experiencing life. What are instances of homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia, and how I can actually examine that and speak to that. And so that's normally how I go about.
Why don't you just think about making entertaining videos? You cover YouTube drama, Gandhi. What's wrong with you? When I was making that video on Ethan Klein, I was thinking, what are the trans people going to think of this? Why?
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
You make YouTube drama slop video essays. Like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Are you fucking insane?
Making content. So when so many people are telling me that, it really made me think, oh, okay, what did I...
Guys, you might be listening to this person, mistaking them as an activist. They make videos on Sydney Sweeney or something, right? They make videos on like Gabby Hanna and Illuminati.
What did I do? Did I really genuinely...
You might be confused to find out this person makes like slop shitter drama content.
Misstep. Did I...
An Iron Mouse, yeah.
Did I really say a Nazi talking point here? I really did question that deeply and become afraid, especially like I said, because
of your career, not because you fucking... Oh my God.
My friend, and that was really, really hard for me in that situation, just because again, she was one of the first friends I made after becoming a mom. And
I have this iconic Jewish friend who met me when I became a mom. All right, so we have mama bond, dude. This is ridiculous.
Friends is a really hard experience. A lot of mothers can probably speak to that. And so she was one of my first friends I made after becoming a mom. And so it was really...
Yeah, Ethan's literally on his IG right now. Like, same exact thing I said. If I've done blackface so many times, why was the one in your video a charcoal face mask? It's like, well, he's done this so many times. Well, it doesn't make your video... Even if that is the case, doesn't make the video good. Just because you got that completely wrong in your fucking video doesn't make it retroactively good. Where's the other clips then if it's so easy to find?
Personal situation like that. Anyways, so, but the thing that I noticed is that a lot of them who are sending these messages, I would engage with them in the comments, which I would not recommend normally, but genuinely because I wanted to learn to kind of open that up, a dialogue. I would engage and I would say kind of, okay, how can I, again, I would continue to ask, how can I speak to Israel, to what is happening?
Dude, how can I speak to Israel?
Be anti-Semitic.
I did a Ouija board, bro. And I was trying to talk to fucking the ghost of Jewish past to tell me all about Israel.
That statement, that's what you have an issue with. Okay, disregard that. How can I continue to speak about
you stole my kill.
The atrocities of Israel and not be seen as anti-Semitic? And nothing was said. There's no more dialogue.
Have you started by not slandering the Jewish guy you're talking about? On the subject of anti-Semitism, no less? Have you considered maybe potentially, I guess, doing proper research and not defaming the person you're talking about in the name of Palestine?
And so for me, I start to fear that these...
In the name of the Father, Son, and holy shit, you're retarded?
Accusations of anti-Semitism are more so a conversation limiter, a thought limiter, and not a way to...
You need a thought limiter. You reach your maximum quota before you get brain damage. 5 consecutive thoughts.
And there's no further dialogue beyond that. There's no further way to speak on, okay, again, Ethan continues to claim, I've empathized with the Palestinian people. I've spoken about Palestine. But when it comes to other
Dude, you're spending so much time thinking about Palestine, you forgot to think about your video.
Thank you for the $5, my man.
Isn't this crazy? She spent so much time thinking about the people of Palestine, despite forgetting to call it a genocide, that she forgot to research the video.
people speaking about it, he will point the finger and say anti-Semitism.
Your video is bad. Your research is horrible. You don't cover anything properly. It's like, but yeah, I was thinking about Israel the entire time, Your Honor. I apologize. Ma'am, you were texting and driving and just drove through 3 people on Kick. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Dumb.
No, could you imagine if the Kick fucking person who crashed their car was like, no, you don't understand, officer. I was thinking about Israel when I crashed. You were texting, ma'am. No, I was thinking about Israel.
And he will not actually engage with you on how you can go about it in a productive manner. And to me, that's very telling as well, that he does not actually want there to be a productive conversation in this way.
He wants you to stop defaming. Yes. And by the way, to say that he doesn't want a productive conversation when he was extremely fucking nice to you, to the point of almost criticism, right, in this conversation, this is literally what YMS did on the Sitch podcast. Like the immediate rewriting of history the second you get away because you didn't get the outcome you wanted and people didn't stop being mean to you because you refused to remove your fucking video is exactly what I predicted. It's not a productive conversation, even though they were extremely nice to you and walked you through it. Thank you.
CWHM is a case study of what an idiot coming across snark would be. Proves Ethan's point that they are destructive.
Yeah, it actually,
Like
this
the
literally
last
is the
person in
perfect
Smart's
case
sense
study
well,
for
like,
Ethan's
she may have
argument.
anti-J
the way in
talking
which it's
points
phrased
without
from
even knowing
birth.
about it.
Thank you. Oh, fuck.
Might have upset him, and okay, appreciating that. But
Can I
at
say
the
something
same
to you,
time,
Nick?
as I mentioned
really
to you,
like
and
it.
someone has literally
Why?
just mentioned this in chat, Israelism is a documentary that exists that talks about how
I don't care, dude. Oh my god, why are you talking when there's only 5 alive? Stop it!
anti-Semitic.
Stop talking! I can't fast forward. There's 5 alive right now. I need to
Israel
clutch.
was good. There's a couple.
I
of people,
know,
there's
I get it. Good.
He fought against Egypt and indoctrination in Israel. I loosely use the term Nazi about people is when they practice a racial supremacist ideology which says actually certain human beings are inferior. They're not worthy of the same things as me. They don't deserve to live in the country. I shouldn't have any empathy or respect for these people.
Jesus, I just, come on.
It's not like, look at your other content. It's about like feminist content. Do you think like Nazis are feminists? Like 99%.
Bro, she's a YouTube drama creator. Why is it a feminist piece of content when they agree with you, but everything else is just like drama slop YouTube garbage? She makes like video essays about YouTube drama.
Towards him, when perhaps actually saying with
the classification when you like the creator is so funny, dude. All right.
Your audience to be like,
oh my god, he's still talking.
I don't want to say he feigns a lot of outrage, but
oh, Ethan's feign. It's all in his head, guys. It's all in his head.
My theory also, this is total sidetrack on this as well, but just blatantly putting it out there too. Because again, I consumed a lot of H3 content from their
clearly not enough actually
podcast directly in the preparation of that video. And one thing I noticed is he would often talk about The Godfather, or he went through a phase where he like would be kind of like about The Godfather and everything. And he was very he's a master poker player, and I think that a lot of
yeah, Jewish people like money, right?
Sometimes I struggle to discern what is authentic and what is strategy.
Wait, what? He's a master poker player, and sometimes I don't know if he's being authentic or that's his strategy. What are you talking about?
Within himself. And I think I also,
what is happening in this fucking
worry for his own audience. Again, this is something I'll continue reiterating.
She's actually, dude, she hears Ethan make a joke and she's like, this is perplexing to me. What is happening right now?
Because I worry for his audience more than I really care for.
I worry for your friends and family who have to put up with you on a daily basis.
Him, genuinely, because honestly speaking, because I think that a lot of times he feigns outrage and he feigns sympathy. Again, they will accuse me of playing the victim, but that is all.
You literally have been playing the victim the entire time. That is not like an accusation that is uncredited.
He does is play the victim, and I think that it's something that they very much really do genuinely care about. They're very parasocially involved, and I think that he.
Guys, if you don't do an entire 3-hour video in a week, then you are parasocial. I hate to tell you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Again, so much he'll
Fuck.
feign
I shot my dog. That was really bad.
outrage a lot of times, in my opinion, and this is one aspect that I really wonder about, because I haven't heard him talk much about his upbringing as a Jewish individual. Has he?
I don't think you've heard anything this guy has said. All I got out of this is you haven't seen anything.
On to like what was his upbringing essentially? We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know? There's literally okay, dude. I'm sorry.
How much he the only thing that I know is that the second that he had not the second, but he was really struggling a lot with his mental health in college, and his first thought was to do a birthright trip to help with that. That's the only thing I know, and I think that's.
Which, by the way, wouldn't have been controversial literally up until like the last fucking 2 years.
So I don't want to.
What do you think about people who go on a pilgrimage to Mecca? I'm just curious. What do you think about people who go on a pilgrimage? You think those people are like, I guess just like ruined by the system, or what? Oh my god, I'm getting fucking annihilated. Fuck. Yes! Let's go! Money!
Interesting, because that'll be good. But I think that is interesting. I think it's telling about maybe a lot of people have a lot of other options that they consider before doing a birthright trip. They think they go to therapy, they go to and his first thing was go to a birthright trip because he's dealing with generalized anxiety. And then essentially in his video he claimed
again, this is just like this is like actually fucking bizarre to me. Does she not realize that people like go to church?
Nick just started insulting me viciously.
People
on
like
Twitter.
visit the holy, like this is stuff that like religious people do these things, like Jewish people do these things, right?
the birthright trip helped him
like she has no understanding of religion
with everything.
I'm not the biggest religious guy in the room, okay? I'm probably one of the least religious people in the room, but she doesn't even know what she's talking about.
It literally cured everything.
Well, she has a Jewish friend. Maybe she should talk to her more.
Was his video essentially?
Yeah, unironically, I'm starting to think iDubbbz is right. A therapist might be able to help her out.
The birthright trip cured everything.
Thank you.
And you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
I like when Nick wins. He is in even better spirits post first.
Dude, imagine if you go to the
Maybe he'll even
Vatican.
skip this segment out of pure joy.
Dude, could you imagine? Like, you go to the Vatican or something, and then, like, some stupid asshole drama YouTuber is like, it's disgusting that, like, he's dealing with, like, mental issues or whatever, and he ran to the Vatican. No one, like, there's no other religion that you would say this about, right? Oh, God, obviously this person's struggling right now, and the first thing they did was go on a fucking pilgrimage to Mecca or whatever to commit whatever the fuck that's called. That's I mean, isn't that part of like what every Muslim is supposed to do? Right? I don't know. I went to a mosque one time and they said that. That's like, isn't that like a normal thing that like Muslims do?
It saved him. He met his wife, and it was, his savior of all of his problems that were going on in his life. Which, first off, I tried to very much empathize in my original video that would be very hard to disassociate a country that you have such emotional ties to, that you feel literally saved your life, disassociate from all of that.
What do you mean by saved your life? Meaning like you were born there? What, dude? Why are Israelis the only people who have to do this? By the way, I mean, not to rip off an Ethan Klein talking point, but like, how many people were killed during the fucking Iraq War? I don't know. Why do America? I mean, I would be like, my head would be rolling my eyes would be rolling in the back of my head if you said this about Americans. But like, why is it socially acceptable to say this about people who were born in Israel? I thought the born in Israel stuff was overplayed by Ethan until I heard her talk. And now I am like very aware that this is actually what she thinks.
Really see it for the reality that it is. But also, I think it is very telling that is your
Nicholas DeOrio.
Is this the white savior complex? Do you think that's what's happening here? Do you think this is white savior complex playing a big role? Like it's rearing its ugly head once again? Like the over the top bullshittery response? It has to be.
conclusion of that experience rather than go to therapy. If
Yeah. Oh, there it is, dude. You just have to go to therapy. Sorry. You went to the Wailing Wall. You were supposed to go talk to Dr. Lipschitz.
you're experiencing generalized anxiety,
I mean,
to be blatantly honest.
there, and also like just
How come we haven't gone back and went through all these debate bros or whatever, talking to all these different fucking right-wing influencers defending Jews? Why haven't we clipped all those takes and just started playing those? I mean, you could probably find a couple of nice Hassan. I don't know how long it was Hassan debating before he kind of cornered himself off. But there have to be like, because I mean, there's probably like a lot of these kill stream type debates and stuff where they would get crucified by their audience if they heard the stuff they said about Israel.
on Birthright, it's not like just some trip.
Yeah, she starts this whole thing with, I have no idea what he was experiencing, but I'm going to speculate like fucking crazy.
It's like
Well, it's Ethan's
you
fault
meet
for not
Isra-
explaining everything about his Israeli lived experience across YouTube. Well, he should have been doing that from the very beginning. Then we would know that he doesn't like genocide. We can't take his word for it, though. We're not allowed. We are not to take his word for it. We have to find out all the other things about his life so we can decide whether we hate him or not.
position that you already held is, I'm not actually
But if he tells me that he disagrees with a point, I'll take it out of my video.
fears about the.
Nicholas,
Thank you!
the goat. I appreciate that.
It's a crazy thing. You support Israel better. Wasn't that bad for the Arabs? And like my friends who I love there are really
Sorry.
at risk. My friend, no worry. My friends who are really at risk are really. Sorry, my.
Dude, she's fucking Yas queening live on stream right now. What is happening?
She comes over to tell me how wrong I am. She talks.
So we're back to the journalist person.
So what I think is so interesting is she talks about. I keep using that word.
Dude, white woman versus white woman violence here. One of them says that they're like disjointed, they're disenfranchised or whatever. They're going on about the Israeli stuff. The other one came over to fight about Palestine. It's a proxy war happening in the fucking local Starbucks.
But she talks about coming over to speak with me, going over to Israel. And specifically going to, I want to say Yad Vashem, right? The Holocaust Museum in Israel, and how
Could you imagine listening to this fucking conversation?
essentially how horrifying it was. I mean, obviously horrifying, but how it just changed.
Well, I appreciate the clarification. I mean, I would assume obviously, but
her entire perspective. How going to Israel changed her entire perspective. Going to that museum changed her entire perspective. And I thought speaking to her, it was very hard for me.
I feel like we're like a couple sentences away from like, let's be honest here. Do you think it was really 6 million? That we're a couple sentences
Nick
away.
just started insulting me viciously.
It's got to be
Twitter.
coming, guys. One of these
Throughout
dramas.
human history, people turn to religious practices to help with mental issues.
One of these
Today, we
dramas. It
use
might not be
therapy and
her.
have more anxiety issues than ever, but Ethan is the crazy one.
Before this is over, somebody's going to turn around and go, and let's be honest here, the gypsies were counted in that 6 million total. Let's not be hasty here. We're going to get like one of those cookies in the oven things coming out of these people.
Like, do you not see?
I think she figured it out. Wait.
It was very hard for me to be like, do you not see?
Yes.
This.
She figured it out.
But anyways, she particularly spoke about specific exhibits, like one exhibit where it's a candle and a bunch of mirrors and children's shoes from the Holocaust, or another one of women in snow knee deep, and they're naked and in the sort of exhibit. And
the fuck.
First off, very interesting to apply that perspective in terms of Ethan's own story, because I'm pretty sure that's where him and Ela met. And so to hear how it affected my, again, white, blonde, non-Jewish neighbor, to know...
I cannot stop thinking about the concept of like the white savior Palestinian supporter and the white savior Israeli supporter fighting in a Starbucks while having an overly expensive latte, arguing about the concept of fucking Israel-Palestine. Like, this is peak YouTube drama delusion.
Again, this is Ethan Klein, who is, he has his own ancestral lineage is connected. So I'm sure that affected him emotionally even more so. So that was
It's the battle of the blonde hair, blue eyes.
but she spoke about that, and then she spoke about
Ancestral. Yeah, dude, I'm so lost here. I don't know. I think Ethan has free reign on this one. She has just said way too much insane shit.
how going around Israel, Palestinians coexisted with Israelis and that they were, this is specifically the verbiage that she chose, that it was like the Red Sox and the Yankees, and that they would just
Wait, what? All right, dude, I'm sorry. Is this what it sounds like when I compare everything to Marvel movies? You know, Israel-Palestine is a lot like the Red Sox and the Yankees, you know?
be like, oh, you Palestinians, the Israelis, and that was essentially what it was like, and that it was just the politicians that were against
Your privilege is showing.
each other, but the actual
Oh
citizens,
my
you know,
God,
that was
this is
essentially
bizarre.
the extent of their outrage with one another. And that was her experience that she kind of came over and spoke with me about. And I thought that was fascinating. Sorry, just to kind of, I guess, go off of what you're saying in terms of just someone who had gone to Israel and their
But you know what's funny? She started going on a rant about her Jewish friend. Does she still talk to that person? I feel like she's like, I went to a Jewish wedding. Anyways, this white person started fighting with me about Jews.
experience, and how she was so adamant.
Yeah, she said spoked.
With telling me that too, in terms of she was very much felt that I had been.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I appreciate you guys hitting the goal.
I am on the wrong side, and I was, you know, just so it was.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
also, as I was saying earlier, like,
You can't say I'm a market replacement if I cut out an entire person
Who were the
from the
strongest?
VOD.
So
Okay.
the first thing I wanted to say is, I mean, from the book, I had a few things that I wrote down, but something I thought the most interesting to kind of. Oops, sorry, I keep.
Oh, does anyone know what book she read? I'm not gonna go back to find out, but I'm sure she'll say it eventually.
I always bump my mic. I
No
move
problem
my
at
hands way
all.
too much. Let me know if I do that too much. But they spoke about genocide. I mean, I'll just try and I'm kind of referring to my notes a little bit,
Read
but
yourself Kefir's tweet.
so,
Nicholas DeOrio.
first
Definitely
off,
appreciated the shout out.
Thank you.
this is from page 31 of On Palestine. Frank Barat claims that anyone who's been in Israel as long as he knows that the worst corruption of young Israelis is the indoctrination they receive that totally dehumanizes the Palestinians, depicts civilian areas as military bases, seeing people as military targets in order to ethnically cleanse your population is what can lead to a genocide as your victim becomes dehumanized. I think that's a good kind of quote that relates to this conversation, is in terms of like Nazism and genocides. It's essentially just
Did you read that from Robert J. Lifton?
this idea of seeing
Dude, someone's at Grok, at Gemini, at ChatGPT.
victims as military targets.
Guys, this is about Ethan Klein we're talking about. This is the guy, this is the humongous what fucking YouTube video memer. This is the fucking vape man.
And dehumanizing them over long periods of time, easily leading to a genocide and being this sort of Nazism ideology, and the irony in all of that of pointing the fingers at others and saying criticizing us is not
If she read a book but couldn't watch a couple of live streams, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Nazism, while you are doing all of that. And you know, the Zionist sort of Israeli supremacy.
100%. And I mean,
Zionism, Nazi rhetoric, Israeli supremacy. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, mate. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, killing children is wrong. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. Yeah, I think you're making a good point right there. No, I don't see why people are giving any shit for this.
the other thing is that who advocate.
So anyways, I'm going to talk for 15 uninterrupted minutes about something that nobody cares about. Oh, good. Finally, dude. Hassan Piker has joined the stream.
I can't see any of the comments.
I think I dove in here because she wasn't looking at chat. And I asked, are you going to cry on this one too?
Sorry.
Well, she hasn't cried yet, so that's better than her last record.
let me know in the comments.
Guys, I think you can see, like, I had little sympathy going in on this one because I think I diagnosed this situation pretty well in the first one. I am all out of shits. I have no shits to give at all whatsoever. I've been demon mode since before I started the segment.
What other books I should read?
I apologize if this is the first time that you've seen this.
I've been being recommended good books. I usually just read fantasy books, which is not good. Or, I mean, it is good. I like it.
That's fantastic.
I recommend watching Nicholas
Yeah,
DeOrio's
dude,
latest
quirky
video.
mode activated. Quirk Chungus mode.
Obviously, I also
aside from doing my 50 praise Palestines every day, sometimes I occasionally read books.
Obviously,
You claim to care about
thank you.
rape, and you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
Thank you.
STAHP PLS. Make it stop. P.S. Who is this Chris cum guzzler character? NDM don't care.
I think he was the guy who made like the vertical videos on Ethan Klein like pretty early on, right? I don't know.
As if it's known common knowledge, but I also recommend Parable of the Sower.
You could have milked
by
that
Octavia
so much
Butler.
harder. Big content strategy problems here, Nick. I'll help you.
Smiling
maximize your
Friends
money, all right?
solos your entire discography, loser.
That's a good book.
Have you ever considered watching The Flash on the CW? Or Legends of Tomorrow? Or Batwoman?
I'm pretending like
Name 5 books. Oh, I got this, motherfucker. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, I could do some British shit too. Yeah, I know some ethnic books. Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets, all right? Harry Potter in the Prisoner of Azkaban, okay? Harry Potter in the Deathly Hallows, and I know it's not part 1 or 2. Harry Potter in the Goblet of Fire, okay? Yeah, I got that one. Bonus round, okay? Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix. Get fucked.
I can read the comments, but I can't.
You didn't think I could do it, motherfuckers. We finally found out the sounds that's what she hears in her head while she's trying to talk. I think she should read the chat more while she's streaming. That's the only thing we're missing right now is her having a meltdown. She's doing her best Hassan Piker impression, clearly.
Because there's again, this is such a
yay.
I recommend
the
watching
content machine
Nicholas
is started.
DeOrio's
Thank you.
Latest video.
Very deep topic, and it touches on a lot of different things. I think first off,
so she just listened to him rant and rant and rant. It's like, wow, it's actually like a really deep topic, you know? It's like, yeah, you know, you can really talk about this for a while. And there's 5 alive. What?
I
don't even have any good guns.
Again, those continue. It kind of hits on the thing that we've touched on of Ethan and Hila particularly, but I think a lot of bad faith actors on this topic will use this sort of
you are the bad faith actor. Is this like a okay?
Well, I did this. Well, I did that as a deflection point or a defensive sort of position, as opposed to a point to actually start genuine, authentic.
But okay, here's the thing. Depending on how that's being used, you're not making a video on Israel. You're making a video on them. So yeah, they can go, I did this, I did that, and it would be totally relevant to their position. Because you're covering them.
Conversation on the matter. And it's interesting because, again, I'm sort of entering this conversation.
Why are people talking about gobbles? We're literally, it's the 11th, guys. It's not Thanksgiving. Let's not try to go any faster. This year's been flying by.
For the first time, and I feel like I've been entering it in a very genuine way. So I really want to have a conversation, and so it's been interesting to come into it and be like, okay, so let's talk about it, and then it stops there. And
okay, let's talk now.
And so that's
why are there donuts falling from the sky? What's happening?
Been fascinating in that aspect, because it's like, okay, so let's talk about it, and there hasn't been a conversation beyond that.
It's so obvious that she's completely out to lunch with this entire topic. I don't know why she accepted this conversation.
Appreciated the shout out.
Bad actors. 30 seconds earlier compared Jews to the SS officer.
Within Ethan and I's private conversations as well, he even referred me to a personal friend of his to talk about ways that I can not be anti-Semitic. And we had an opening DM and no conversation. I was like, hi.
Yeah, Ethan hated that when the Sam Cedar stuff happened too.
Never responded beyond that to me. It's sort of like that, where that's as far as it goes. And so essentially I know the game at this point. And it.
Yeah, remember approved Jew Sam Cedar? I haven't gotten to say that in a while. Approved Jew Sam Cedar can tell you all you need to know.
All it is him sort of trying to.
Yeah, wait, didn't she ask for advice? Wasn't that the I don't know.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
Pee pee poo poo. I cannot stand this RT-ard and the Brit.
Shore up his.
It's funny that there's so many people who don't like the British guy here, because we haven't covered him on the channel. Obviously, people have seen him before, but we haven't even really heard much of what he had to say tonight.
Defensive line. Well, I did this. Well, I did that. So you cannot criticize me.
Yes. Yes.
As far as beyond that,
It's not that you can't criticize. It's that your video was bad. You need to be able to acknowledge this. It's really pathetic that you can't at this point. You've had to remove so many little tiny clips, and it's still not enough, by the way, to be clear, right? But you can't make any concessions here. After conceding everything, you can... Dude, we are all out of concessions. That's so bizarre.
I guess more so a question to you would be, again, coming into this as a little baby, a little, unknowing, genuinely just unaware, aloof, wanting to learn as much as possible.
Unfortunately, it's ingrained into you since birth, so.
Again, having witnessed things and
I don't even know what the question is.
And having a
I learned that from Cruel World Happy Mind, that it's ingrained to you since birth. Sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
A strong opinion on Palestine and the genocide happening, but just besides that, not being extensively versed on the topic, again, my initial response is
Bad.
to be very concerned for Ethan's fans.
Your initial response was to panic and make a video like apologizing to Bad Empanada, calling him Bad Empanada, outing yourself for not researching anything. So I don't know what you're trying to say now, but it's just not accurate. It's just not true.
In a weird, that's like some of my feelings, because I've covered MLMs in the past, it's like as much as I want to criticize them for being Zionist and all the bad faith arguments they're making, I don't see them as I see Ethan, who is aware of what he's doing. I see them as being genuinely afraid, genuinely feeling like there's anti-Semitism happening, genuinely going to certain resources, being stuck in an echo chamber. And so essentially, like of course they're receiving all of these conversations from Ethan. They do see those aspects of like, oh well, he did this, he called everything a genocide, or he said that Netanyahu's bad, and so they
Fuck that camping loser
are taking that.
That's bullshit. I shouldn't have gone in there. I pushed too hard.
And
also, yeah, that was
So I guess my question is on the approach. I guess dismantling the systems in place, as far as the West goes, and the ways in which Islamophobia is a factor, the ways in which the West is contributing, and literally.
All right, we're gonna jump ahead now because I am getting bored. 206. Let's get to the part that we saw earlier and see what deviates from there. You are fundamentally incapable of enjoying the human condition. All right. Go east. Yeah, you should go east. I actually agree. I think everyone should go east, dude. I was wrong about fucking legal mindset. Let me hop over to. Yeah.
Weren't digging into any little.
No, not that one. Yeah. They were very offended by the pedophile statement. Yeah, that's the one we'll start from.
They were very offended by the pedophile statements. Here's the thing.
They were super offended when we implied they were pedophiles when they have kids.
Never directly made a link to calling them pedophiles.
No, you just heavily implied it and compared it to people who groomed you as a child.
Directly. I said Ethan made a lot of statements about, past pedophilic statements, or joking to be a pedophile jokes, calling other people pedophiles, making those accusations. And Hila had a clothing line inspired off of inspired off of children's clothes.
Let me reiterate, she has deleted this part from her video, implying that she didn't support it. Now, anytime she removes anything, you have to assume she's doing that out of peer pressure, and she still believes all this stuff because she still believes this.
It is
She is defending a deleted talking point, the smooth brain dumb fuck.
her own statements. And that sort of, you know, having those two, knowing that they're married, that he's involved a lot with Teddy Fresh, that sort of tarnishes the brand itself of Teddy Fresh and the sort of wholesome
Again, the brand that she was laughing hysterically at before.
brand that it built, the artistic brand that it built. And I think that that was the interesting aspect. They made the link into calling me a pedophile or saying that I made them a pedophile, and then went even further to say that by me having plushies in the background of my videos, that also makes me a pedophile, saying that Ethan saying that I want to have sex with his 7-year-old son or something. I forgot what.
Apparently that's in the members only thing that was made public, I'm told. Let me try to find that clip one more time, just for posterity. I think it was in the same vein as the other one, where it's just like a... Let me see. I think it would be in regarding my debate with Quam, or would it be on Help? I don't know which one it would be. Yeah, it would be regarding my date. Regarding my date with Quam. That would be a weird video from Ethan. I would not expect him to say that.
A takedown.
If you have a quote for me of what was said? Because I feel like this is kind of worth digging up. Just because she puts it out there.
Now listen.
Oh, okay. So this is the clip where for context, he's pissed off here that they're implying that him and his wife are pedophiles. Ethan, of course.
That a 6-year-old collects Squishmallows.
Do you want to fuck him? Do you want to fuck?
Are you
son?
trying?
So they're making fun of the fact that her argument is horrific. Yeah, look. Just watch this in full context. It's not what she's describing.
Well, in the past, I would certainly commend Ela for having a
way
very
ahead
creative...
of what I was trying to point out.
Oh, here, Dan Scott just sent me the photo.
It's an outrageous mischaracterization of the quote. But again, as somebody who doesn't seem to understand implications, I'm not shocked she's so stupid that's what she pulled from it. Like, they're making fun of you.
Dude, this girl, I don't listen. She has some...
You've got the Squishmallows in the shot.
Now listen.
Our son, that a 6-year-old collects Squishmallows.
Do you want to fuck him? Do you want to fuck my
Are you
son?
trying to appeal to 6-year-olds? I don't know.
I'm not saying you want to fuck my son, but I am saying maybe it's interesting. I don't know.
So you're mad when he says maybe it's interesting, maybe you want to fuck... Then you fundamentally don't understand why they're mad at you. If you think a parody of your own allegation made against you is some vicious attack, then you're dumber than I fucking thought, or you're more malicious than I give you credit for. That is insane. There's nothing even optically bad about that clip, I'll be honest with you.
Have sex with his 7-year-old son or something. I forgot what exactly.
You're just too stupid to track the argument, or you don't understand when people are taking shots at you.
He said, but something along those lines. One of the most strangest comments, one of those, which I guess really showcases Ethan Klein's audience, was, again, they made those leaps. They made all of those leaps in logic. And
no, they're making fun of you, moron.
And in one of those comments on like Reddit, I think, someone was like, I like plushies. Is Madison calling me a pedophile? And I'm like, what?
Because pedophile is when plushie. If pedophile is when cloud, pedophile is when plushie. Therefore,
I am the one who has plushies in my background. What would...
Yeah, that would be the joke.
In what logic or sense would I be calling you a
the arrogant laugh too, as she just confidently fucks up the entire thing.
Pedophile, or but that is
in what land? I don't know. You're a pretty stupid fucking person. I am not surprised.
Again, the strange twisting of logic that he purposefully does of obfuscating the narrative. As far as, and so I deleted that portion because I felt like it was essentially subtracting from the overall narrative that I was trying to discuss in the video. The last one I did was the leg scratch, from the legendary content Crash Out, who only clipped.
And again, she was like acting like she didn't shout out. Like, this is so insane, dude. This is so insane.
Statements that Ethan Klein himself actually says.
And by the way, he lied about it. He said that Content Crash Out had said that Ethan was on drugs in one of his videos. Content Crash Out doesn't say that if you watch the video. And also that he said that Healer's cross was a pentagram, would have been better with a pentagram. I don't think that it
was a comment.
It was a comment.
Then why didn't you push the... Okay, but you had the opportunity to fight this point in person. You couldn't see that it was a comment when you were talking?
Comment in one of the...
On Instagram,
Again,
though, it wasn't a comment on... I don't think... Maybe it was a comment on
interesting.
Content Crash Out. Maybe it was a comment there. But I think...
But again, that creates this conflation.
What do you mean maybe it was? You didn't even know?
That whatever comments are under a video is representative of that video itself. And if that is the case, then I would say you need to take a look at your own comments, Ethan Klein, and your own subreddit, because there are people there that have called me a Nazi, that have posted photos of I photoshopped it with Auschwitz in the background. There are very horrific comments and content encouraging harassment of various different people, not only me, Taylor Lorette.
And again, we went over this the first time. I ranted and raved and yelled about it, and I'm not going to do it again. But like, all these people are interacting. All right, you want equal fucking... You want to be treated like one of the guys in the fucking community that are predominantly run by men. Okay, well, you're gonna take some shit. Unfortunately, it's not misogynistic to criticize a woman like you would any other content creator. Women don't have like the inalienable right to be wrong and drone on constantly on YouTube drama and never get criticized ever. It just simply doesn't work like that. You're full of shit, you're pathetic, and your content's terrible. So go fuck yourself.
Friends.
And may God have mercy on your soul.
Frogan, Denims, a ton of other women that create content that you have orchestrated different ongoing continuous harassment campaigns. And so
maybe they should shut the fuck up. Maybe they should slow their roll. I don't know, just a theory.
I think that you would have that if you are trying to make the conflation that comments under content is indicative of that content itself, you would also be responsible. But also but yeah, I think that's
if there's a god on this planet Earth, you'll find yourself standing next to Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denims very shortly.
As far as taking that video down, it was simply over the fact that he clearly had a huge issue with someone zooming in on his leg as he's sitting here like that. I mean, genuinely, why
didn't you make fun of him? Wait, why didn't you push back on like this when you were talking to him?
Sorry, I'm not wearing socks. Why are you sitting like this? Why are you that is my question. And also in the video itself, you're saying that someone's mentally losing it, that they're losing their mind, and while you're whining and crying over the fact that...
And again, this is the first stream I've watched where she isn't in tears. Another insane argument to come from her.
That other people are saying that over you. That's my...
Hey, what's on your desktop, Chris?
That other people are saying that over...
What's on your desktop, Chris? New folder, new folder, new folder. Batman Arkham, State of Decay 2. Oh, damn.
For you. That's my statement. So but those were the...
Yeah, I can't believe she said whining and crying. Yeah, this is the first... This is the driest I've seen her eyes ever.
Only things over the entire... however long that we had sat down and talked, that he had genuinely continually brought up and had some sort of discussion over that I could really recall. Is there anything else that he had shown me a full context in clip?
This is so... I'm sorry, this is the second time I'm hearing this now. This is insane to me, dude. Can anybody find a single time he was defending himself across this 3-hour fucking show?
And disprove...
This is just like malicious as all hell, dude.
With full certainty that I had gotten wrong, because I could not recall it so enough to where I felt strongly that I needed to delete it.
One of the ones that he's like, oh, you got wrong, is the Netanyahu thing, but that's in a message. There's just... I kind of wanted to...
And this is where he goes, and then we hear shout out to Paige Christie. That comes up next, right? Yep.
Right now, so
I was looking for this green one.
Okay, now we're black screen fully. Oh, we actually have a clip. Holy shit, dude! We finally got it.
I just realized.
I didn't want you to.
I just realized I have completely messed that up. I haven't shared my screen, but as you've heard it there.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Sorry, fire.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Hold on. Full screen. Okay. Right.
Well, come on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he did in our DMs he did share with me these videos, Ethan Klein, to be 100%.
Ethan, you were way too nice to this person.
Fair. He shared these Jimmy Lee videos.
But I get it, but like, Jesus Christ, dude, this person sucks.
What I will say is it was framed slightly differently on the podcast.
I apologize to you guys that came on, but you know what? I came on.
Do you want to hold on? Let's clear it up. Let's clear it up. What did Ali tell you, Dan?
Liar. You're lying. Okay. You're straight up lying, dude. You are a liar.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. This is why I didn't want. I was protecting. I was protecting
right.
you.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was right.
I just realized.
I didn't want you to.
I just realized I have completely messed that up. I haven't shared my screen, but as you've heard it there.
Oh yeah.
The highlights.
So that's the clip. That's the fucking nuclear take.
Jimmy, the highlights.
Yeah, I was trying to sweep up your degenerate activities. That's obviously the implication there.
Of the Jimmy Lee situation is not really that insane. Like, I think Paige Christie has.
It's not until they broke in.
The most succinct video on this.
I don't think Paige Christie has the most succinct video on any topic ever.
Doesn't have to be from Content Crash Out. It can be from anyone. I know you're with Black Screen.
Where's the rest of the clip?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I showed you. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, and then it's like, I believe like the way it's talked about is like, I don't know. I think.
What's the point of the Jimmy clip? That's to be like, we were trying to cover up your sex crimes. We were trying to Epstein list cover this thing up. Like we were trying to shut this whole thing down, dude, Jimmy. We were trying to protect you at all costs.
It's like, I don't know.
There's a lot of mixed messaging in terms of.
But this is why you don't placate these people. Listen, this is exactly why. They tell you, oh, you need to do this, oh, you need to do that, you need to be an advocate. Klein, you might have been born in Israel, but you need to spend the rest of your life explaining why that's a bad thing or something like that, right? Even if you do all those things, even if you blast Jimmy Lee on your podcast, they'll go and they'll try to find a clip and give it a backstory so they can continue coming after you. It's exactly why that you don't ever, ever, ever give these people what they want, because they don't actually want those things. They want another excuse to make another stream on you.
I think, again, like I said kind of earlier, I mean, now I'm forgetting what I said earlier, but he kind of spoke. I think some of what he says, the truth kind of slips out, you know, when he talks about building a family, when he kind of had this godfather persona, when he's a master poker player. Just my own background on.
Did we hear this part already?
I just saw Keffel's tweet on Nicholas.
Okay, yeah, we
DeOrio.
heard this earlier. That's
Keffel's
why I'm getting
appreciated
deja
the
vu. We
shout
can move
out.
past that.
The twink messed up his curated 30 seconds clip that shows they cover it up. Lol. At least AB will rip it completely.
Yeah.
First off.
No, I can't wait, dude. I mean, we're going to hear more clips of this, I imagine, because I'm obviously going to watch Ethan break this thing down.
It's very.
The worst thing that could possibly happen is Ethan announces that he's going to go forward with a lawsuit and just not respond further. That would actually blow.
Interesting people that are like very great at poker because they can sometimes treat the world like poker, I think. At least that's from my perspective, my limited.
What? Listen, it's not Jews, it's gamblers. People who play poker treat the world like it's a game of poker. This is so deep, dude.
Worldview perspective.
Yeah, her calling him a manipulator is such projection. I don't know. I think, dude, this is just... She is a huge piece of shit. A disgusting, degenerate freak.
But at least I see some similarities there. It's also funny, too, because my dad loved like The Godfather and you know.
It was your dad a manipulator too? Please tell me a story about how your dad's a bad guy. I need to really consider that when I go over the rest of your content.
Scarface and
who else has died in your family recently that we can use?
I really like.
Do we have any more lifelines we can call? Do we have any death lines we can pull from? You lose 15 grandmothers between this and the apology video when you're crying in tears tomorrow?
And all that. And so it's like I kind of see some similarities there. I also think it was interesting because when I would go to play poker at like these tables with everyone, it was like my dad's older friends and everything.
Oh no.
I was always seen as the stupid girl.
Oh yeah, I feel like you get that a lot considering you are.
No, I was always seen as that.
You are the stupid girl. Your dad's friends were right about you.
I'm very much aware that that's my
you don't really do much to challenge that
perspective. That's sort of how a lot of people will always immediately view me.
They do.
And sometimes it's like you just can't escape from the initial.
You cannot escape from the truth.
Perspective that people will view you as, and I always thought that was interesting when I would go to play.
Of course, you thought it was interesting.
Poker.
Wait, when you sat there and everyone thought you were stupid in the room and made you thought, oh, this is a very interesting thing that's happening to me right now. You didn't think, oh my god, this sucks.
In these
you think a lot of things are interesting
games, because also sometimes you are just the stupid girl. You have to be
sometimes
aware of that and be aware of where your shortcomings are, where you
all of them
are
all of the above,
naive or ignorant.
Nick
and all of
just
that.
started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
I would go and play these games, and I could be like, oh, I'm doing, oh no, like kind of, and it didn't.
Is that where you learned to be such a manipulative piece of shit?
Not matter.
You had a mean poker face.
My strategy was always the same: fold, fold, fold until you get a good hand, and then you just kind of, okay, I'll call, and and oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'll call, and they just always, for some reason, they wouldn't see that, like, obviously I'd folded every.
Wait, so she's explaining how she learned to become a master manipulator by taking advantage of her stupid blonde persona with older fucking gamblers? Is she telling on herself right now? She's like, oh, everyone just assumes I'm stupid, when in reality, I'm actually extremely smart. I'm actually an extremely manipulative person who learned through poker as a child. Well, I think you're stupid and malicious.
Single other time.
She's telling on herself right now. This is bizarre. She's going on a villain-type monologue about how poker has taught her how to be manipulative.
I had a good hand this time. I'm just calling.
See, if you were malicious, you wouldn't have said this. If you were stupid and malicious, you would say this out loud. Yeah, also, this never happened. The story didn't happen.
Clearly,
you probably got washed by your dad's fucking poker friends every single time and had no money left by the end of the night.
Might have a decent hand. They never saw that. They just thought, oh, the stupid girl wants to play finally. Okay, fine. And they would,
She's just admitting malice right now purely by accident.
I'll humor her, and they would, and then I'd be like, okay, yeah, here's my hand, and they would, lose their ass. But
this is. I cannot believe she's saying this right now.
Anyways, that's all to say. I do think I'm very much aware that I'm seen as the, stupid girl in all of this, but I also think that Ethan, he sees himself as this sort of poker player, manipulator kind of thing, and so I think.
And she's been playing him since the start. I guess Ethan's no longer the poker champion. This psychotic bitch has taken that position from him.
Yeah, very much. It is a game to him in many ways. He has these cronies that he, tells this information to. All of these different, other YouTubers where you can see.
Wait, now look, it's the Jewish cabal. The Jewish cabal. He relays this information to Nick DeOrio. Ethan said it himself. He watches my stream. I don't talk to Ethan. Ethan watches, like. He's getting clips from somebody, or he's watching the stream and he's hearing what I have to say. I've literally never talked to this guy offline about any of this stuff, and I don't think I've talked to him. I don't know if I talked to him. Like I always qualify this because I don't want to lie. I don't think I've talked to him ever, but if I have talked to him, it was like back in 2021.
He says one thing of information and they pair.
Like if I say something on this stream, there's times where I've said something on this stream. And I've heard Ethan say it on the next stream.
They're YouTubers where you can see he says one thing of information and they parrot the information.
Your video is regurgitated off a subreddit, you stupid moron.
You're
calling in my fucking credibility?
Minutes where it's very clear that he is communicating behind the scenes, telling them.
It's very clear. Dude, she's making shit up now.
The information of what needs to be said.
Ethan is just sending out orders to his minions to go after it.
He will obfuscate the narrative.
He's obfuscating the narrative. Wow.
And the narrative doesn't matter. The truth doesn't matter. It's he's been doing this long enough to know how quick information changes, how
she's writing an entire fan fiction, some shit that literally sounds like what a random snarker would say about me. That's so funny.
New stuff comes.
I think you should cry again.
Up all the time in social media.
I liked you better when you were crying.
So the truth is very objective when it comes to social media.
The truth is very objective. So anyways, I just made all that up.
It just,
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think you're paranoid. I think it's all in your head. You know? I think you're seeing shit that's not there. I think you're schizophrenic. The last one wasn't a joke.
It's a game of winning to him, I think, and it's
a game of winning.
Game of and he's known also that social.
I love to play winning. Do you guys like to play winning?
Media is a numbers.
I love playing winning.
Game. It's how many people you have on your side, and that's also what makes me very sad for the H3 fans because, like I said, there's more and more. Social media is becoming a game of developing a cult. If you can, that is
it's cult psychology from Robert J. Lifton.
The ultimate road that we're leading down when it comes to social media.
The big Jew cult is coming to take me out right now.
And who's at the top? At the top is these social media platforms that are encouraging this.
She's 2 seconds away from saying, and if I'm the Charlie Kirk of blonde, stupid women.
Because it helps their...
She's about to legal mindset out and go east.
Their numbers ultimately. But if you can help boost your numbers by creating an echo chamber of these various social media platforms like Discord or Reddit and whatnot, that essentially...
Yeah, she's doing some mildew control on us right now. I can't believe she just did that. I'm so glad I watched this. I was not expecting the villain monologue to just pop in about like how she destroyed all those gamblers.
You can easily control through moderation.
You know what happens? If I'm Ethan Klein, I just go on, I laugh at her, and I invite her. I try to get her invited to celebrity poker. And then I take her fucking money like that. All right, no lawsuit, that's fine. You know what? If you fly, I'll fly you out to... This is what Ethan turns out. I'll fly you out to California right now. And we'll play a hand of... We'll play a hand of blackjack, all right? You know what? I don't know. Dude, just get her out there and just gamble her.
To continue your narrative, whatever you want your narrative to be, to uphold you, to further platform you, and to
fuck, we're not gonna do this lawsuit thing. I'm busy. All right, we'll put $50,000 on this game.
Essentially,
yeah, play some poker. Come out here, play some poker with me.
Continue your promotion. They are evangelizing you however you'd like, and they don't realize that it's a...
Ma'am, you're at 20. Hit me.
Very, very unhealthy.
Call her out on her bullshit gambling origin story.
It's like a higher form of...
Take her money all in one hand.
Of what parasocialization.
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
And it's very sad because it's getting further and further into where this is being encouraged, and he's recognized that game when it comes.
Dude, Ethan Klein is aware of the cult psychology from Robert J. Lifton. He's infiltrated with milieu control to convince the Zionists to converge and attack the Palestinian supporters.
Comes to social media. It's what's sad is his followers do not recognize it, and they're victims of it, in my opinion.
I feel like such a victim right now.
Yeah, I think there's...
You should feel bad for me. Thank you for the $20. Dylan,
Nick just started insulting me.
It helps me cope with my victimhood
She's
when
just
you give me
describing
readout
Hassan's
TTS
clip channel
donations.
complex.
I think that this is a problem with a lot of people who make any content, really, is just people's expectation that they're sort of like perfect, that they're like legends, that they're great, that they're fantastic, that they're heroes, when in reality, everyone is just as...
I think that people who have this problem are too focused on being internet celebrities. I don't know. I think there's a difference between someone who wants to be an internet celebrity, and I think you can want like that to a degree, right, to be notable, and it's not the same as like wanting to be an internet celebrity. And then people who just want to, make a decent wage, have some fun, showcase their hobby. I don't know. He's still talking, to be clear.
Worming his way, like the intended effect.
I think
you just can swamp them with numbers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, I think again that's Ethan's strategy that he's attempting to do, right? He's attempting to... I mean, I'm kind of calling it the Godfather effect right now, like sort of just made that up on the spot, but he's attempting to sort of be at the head.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think it's going to catch on.
And know that, okay, he's losing this sort of platform. How does he regain it? His strategy is essentially getting cronies behind him.
Dude, she's just straight up She's straight up schizo posting that we're an army of attack dogs that are being led right now.
So I would say if there's any sort of a definition of judge me by my haters, I feel like I'm kind of doing well on that position. I mean, especially girl with a microphone. I mean,
holy shit, dude. All right.
You know, ask yourself, why hasn't Ethan Klein sent you his makeup line? You know, like it's kind of they're you know.
What's
I was
name
offered
the
Teddy
guy
Fresh and
Keemstar Orbiter?
on the stream
Nick Oreo.
verbally from the show,
Mr. Oreo,
and I would prefer not to be sent free stuff.
They're just like,
wait, is he saying that she's ugly? She's saying that girl with a microphone is ugly. There, that's what that was. I didn't even just wait. That's what she was saying.
Ask.
That is some mean girl shit. That's what she's saying. She just said girls. That was her take on girl with a microphone.
Yourself, why hasn't Ethan Klein sent you his makeup line?
Jesus.
You know, like it's kind of they're
yeah, dude. Listen, this is no shade to Papa Gut. Papa Gut got Teddy Fresh. You know, he's like, you know, bearded gamer archetype. You know, it's like. Thank you, fake name. I'm not. That's not a diss at Papa Gut, but
you know, they're just.
Is this really?
You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, what's it called? Bending the knee, just like, you know, constantly praising Ethan. Yeah, I don't think he's definitely not returning the
okay. Papa Gut
say something to you,
favor in
really
any
like
aspect, besides only praising them when they praise him. But that's essentially his strategy here, to have the numbers. But
I'm sorry. What is?
I always do the possible.
Thank you.
I
think that even if I stopped streaming about this, Ethan Klein would still have 20,000 concurrent viewers watching him talk about it, right?
Is this really?
I think that my stream is pretty fun, and I think it's cool streaming to like 4,000 to 5,000 people. Post the whatever thing they did in fucking August. It's fun, right? But I think that even if I cease to exist, he's still probably gonna have 20,000 people watching him talk about this, right?
Which also that would be also.
Listen, by this point, the commentary community people are either agreeing with me or hate me. There's absolutely no in between.
I really like you.
I don't think that there's much more I can offer.
So what I'm suggesting on the other side is I think that a lot of people feel overwhelmed by the attack that Ethan gives, and then they sort of
thank you
of I'd separate and feel silent. I think that if there's any way of
I don't know how you're talking about overwhelmed. This is like your 5th public appearance since this fucking like you are obviously fucking floundering here.
Getting through this, a lot of people who have felt you know, harassed by Ethan and his audience need to come together in a supportive manner.
We need to create the retard Avengers to fight back.
And
all the dumbest YouTubers need to combine their forces and make the lowest IQ video ever created.
It's the only way that content creators are going to get through this.
Dude, get through this. Do you remember when Noah Samson turned around and said, "Make Ethan Klein videos, guys. The water is fucking clear, dude. We could do this forever. We could farm this endlessly."
Suggested it
now it's like I think that we all need to make a super video where we come out here and make like a content crash out
with you, and I would love to, in any sort of collaborative aspect, sort of all work on projects, and I think we're all stronger together in that aspect.
You were just a regular YouTuber like 2 weeks ago, and now you're like you now you were just like attacked. You were destroyed by the Ethan Klein machine that you tried to pander off of, and you're now like, okay, guys, we need to form a union, a workers' union of bad YouTubers to combat the Kleins, dude. We have to stop those greedy.
Yeah, I forget what I was gonna say.
Why don't you go back and cover some bullshit, dude? Why don't you just go back and make regular videos?
Oh, on the Andrew Tate effect. I mean, that's also a
Ethan Klein and Andrew Tate have a lot in common. They both have like a dick and balls.
Sort of mentioned my Internet Archive series of just going into essentially.
You shouldn't be archiving anything. You don't even know. You don't even watch anything. Internet Archive.
Studying past internet controversies.
You study past internet controversies by probably watching 3 YouTube videos.
And they're you know, the sort of internet phenomenons, where we're farther removed. I've noticed more and more current.
You should stop noticing things. It's really a waste of everybody's time.
Controversies. Everyone is getting funneled more and more into echo chambers, and so
yeah, Guys, did you know that people are getting funneled into echo chambers? It's a real problem, guys. It's really scary stuff. I'm really scared about it, dude.
We all have these different perspectives, different takes on things that are happening now, and also that's caused me to question myself of what
I'm sure you are, yeah.
echo chamber am I currently in?
You don't say.
When it comes to
which one? Yeah, what echo? Dude, she's having a fucking. She's almost got it, guys. She's almost got it.
Research as well. Am I able to give like a wider perspective?
She's becoming self-aware. Activate the programming.
Research and how does one do that? I've been already
how does one do that? It's a good point.
Questioning a lot of that.
Can I say something to you, Nick?
And so I feel like, which by the way, also that's another aspect of this. You know, Ethan and Eli kept bringing up the topic of, oh, you need to add more perspectives. There gets to a point where it is irresponsible to add too many perspectives because then you're
it's irresponsible to add too many perspectives. This is bizarre.
Adding in the perspectives of very bigoted, bad faith people into your videos and content, and you should not do that. Objectively, you should not do that. But in general, you know, I feel like studying, you know, these sort of, first off, I feel like the internet moves at such a fast pace now that covering something from like 2 months ago, because they take forever to make content already, that situation's past and long gone, people are over it. But covering things that have happened 3 years ago and sort of with a new view and perspective, I think it is very fascinating to me, at least. So yeah, and I think that's sort of a way to remove the echo chamber aspect, remove the sort of, and have a more interesting approach of, was this person all in the wrong? Where are they now? What's happened?
I think that this person is like, I think that she's one of the dumbest people.
Nicholas the Goat.
I know the whole
$5, my man.
I'm actually a mastermind speech just now, but again, if she was smart, she wouldn't have given it to us. She wouldn't have done that. I'm back on the. I think she's stupid again. I think she's stupid, but thinks she's smart, which is dangerous.
Was the internet
What's
phenomenon?
the name of the guy?
Thank
Keemstar
you,
Orbiter. Nick Oreo.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Oreo.
She does not have an Internet Archive playlist on her channel. She is Skinwalk NG Taylor Lorenz's Freedom Friday.
Wait, are you serious? Like, that's not even a named series? She just does she title videos Internet Archive? Hold on. Let me see. Cruel World Empty Mind. Oh, man. Alright, let's see.
As up here.
Playlist. Latest Conspiration, Alpha Male Influencers, Scammer Deep Dive, MLM Deep Dive Rant. I assume it's the Deep Dive playlist that's her Internet Archive thing. This Karen is scamming vulnerable people. Jake Paul's Scammery. Gary V, can Gary leave? Wow, that's so Quirk Chungus, you know? It's so Quirk Chungus of her. Austin McBroom is a thief. Has she ever made a controversial, like a controversial topic video before? This is so funny, dude. This is so fucking funny. How Demi Lovato barely escaped Disney. Ooh. How Hailey Bieber became the most hated celebrity. Now she's like, alright guys, we gotta band together and fight these fucking Jews.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5,
Sorry,
my man.
Klein's, my bad. She doesn't mean Jews, guys, I promise, for any legal entities watching. Yeah. That's funny. I can't believe her take on... I mean, there's got to be something. I haven't watched Girl with a Microphone's content, but I can't believe her entire rebuttal to Girl with a Microphone is, lol, you're ugly. That is a... Jesus Christ. That's an insane take from her. Mrs. I'm being harassed, I'm being harassed, I'm being harassed. Meanwhile, her entire attack is like an intrinsic attack on fucking Girl with a Microphone. Do you realize how hypocritical you look when you do that?
Internet go too hard on them? Have they learned? Have they grown? That sort of aspect and approach to content. That's what I'm looking at the moment, except for right now, the video that I'm covering, just because I was already researching at the time, which is The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, just because I find that topic interesting.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, there was a day where my girlfriend kept sending me messages about...
I thought he'd be into poppers. Well, okay.
The crazy stuff. I mean, about so you can in some academics.
I thought I judged by the pink shirt.
Like having a online. One kept giving some.
That was an early reference, wasn't it?
Like,
remember the time when I said that?
Plus, one thing that I think we had as a note, but didn't really get into that extensively, though time-wise, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So let me know if you need to hop off at any moment. On Palestine, and conversations with various people continue to state that the U.S. is an integral factor to upholding Israel and essentially enabling its actions. First off, like as I mentioned, on one hand, conversations with
the ChatGPT just like the prompt just came back right now from like fucking way before. Oh God! Wait, what was that? No. Wait, stop! I'm not doing the outro music. I misclicked and the outro music started playing. I think that's a sign.
Time-wise, I don't want to take up too much.
I
of
think
your
I just
time,
got
so
a
let me know
sign
if
from
you
God
need
telling me to
hop
stop
off at any
watching
moment.
this. That was I unironically didn't do that on purpose. I misclicked and the outro music started playing. That is a sign that I need to give this thing up.
On Palestine,
I'm not kicking you out. We're still going. That was a total mistake on my part. I'm sorry.
And conversations with various
I was freed for a second.
people continue to state
we're
that
gonna do Rob's media stuff. Probably next episode. I apologize. I didn't realize how much of this we would get through.
the U.S. is an integral factor to upholding Israel and essentially enabling
I'm curious. Do you know what an integral is? Like an actual, like
actions?
Can you solve an integral?
First off, like as I mentioned, on one hand,
Like in
conversations with
calculus?
someone like my neighbor will lead to them telling me that without U.S. and that
Well, we can confirm the neighbor is not Taylor Lorenz.
various Muslim countries will commit a genocide on Israel. That's kind of the thing that I've heard is like various Muslim countries will commit a genocide on Israel if the U.S. pulls out. So the U.S. can't pull out. That's sort of what that side seems to iterate. Then on the other hand, the book on Palestine compares the U.S. and its involvement to South Africa and how when
I'm ranting and a more extreme
again, I'm not as educated, but I don't know if
Yeah, I'm not shocked about that too.
that was there as
You claim to care about rape,
Thank
and
you.
you're hyping up a dude who has a segment on a show called Ultimate Rape Review.
much. So
You don't need to call me God.
I guess that's my one lasting question of how do we create enough incentive for the government to pull out.
South Africa just became like South Africa became like it was already a stain on America. It was already a real problem. And especially as like America started bringing black people into like, politics and more black people were getting elected. It was like, hey, it's pretty crazy that, you're apparently addressing our social issues, but like you're allied with a state that's like kind of premised on.
I know nothing about South Africa. God help me if I find out. It's not going to be tonight. I do not care, dude. I am not. I have no interest on. The only thing I know about South Africa is that the fucking Coach Red Pill said that it was gonna kill him before he died.
My dad would show me a bunch of old Western films, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. What's the Robert Redford film?
3 Days of the Condor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of one in particular, and I'm totally blanking on it.
What
But
happened?
I mean,
What's like a basic premise? Because I've watched so many of them so recently.
oh gosh, I mean it's not a particularly good one. It was just his favorite one. Which of course now that
all right. Is there anything else on this story done? I want to hear closing remarks.
Not a thing. Like, rest of the evening.
I hope you have a horrible evening.
I should probably run now, so thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of the evening and lovely to meet you. And do you want to shout? Wait, before, do you want to shout any of your like socials out? Like, I guess I've got your name in the title, but yeah.
I mean, I'm just Cruel World Happy Mind on most things. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just so you know who to avoid in the future. Holy shit. All right, what are the comments on this like? What a moron. Love Madison, hate all the harassment you're getting. Oh, God, Madison is so unbelievably stupid. Also, your husband voluntarily joined the military. It is now his job to put on his entire life. It is now his job to put his entire life on hold to go around educating people on the atrocities of the U.S. military. Good point. I legitimately cannot watch this. I had to stop. I've been a fan of hers for years, but she revealed her true colors. Ethan legitimately never did blackface. Why is she comparing the genocide to the Yankees versus the... Why is she comparing a genocide to the Yankees versus the Red Sox? Also, that's kind of terrifying because, like, I don't know where she is, but the Yankees and the Red Sox is close to home. I didn't know there was a genocide this close to where I live. That's a good point. That's a W comment. Dude, genocide is a lot like the Yankees versus the Red Sox, dude. I think that needs to stick. Yeah. After giving the most discriminatory and bigoted rant I've ever heard in my life, for one of many examples saying Hila being born Israeli is part of a bad past. Hila didn't disavow Rudy for saying Palestine's a program at birth. She was programmed at birth, though, girl. So this is just completely demolishing her, which is justified and based. Does Madison just side with whoever she's talking to? Yes. Yeah, she does. H3 harassment brigade out in full force, I see. I'm sorry, where is the harassment? The only harassment I've seen here is somebody attacking girl with a microphone. It's like physical appearance, right? Wasn't that the only... that is the closest thing to harassment. The Pope is about to buy himself a new pinball machine. Oh, God. I think January is going to be a fucking expensive month, because I think that's when Pokemon comes out. Holy shit, dude. Spooky? No, Stern. Not Spooky Pinball. I would like to own a Spooky at some point, though. I know that was not what you meant. Holy shit, dude. Wow. Yeah, Quam is currently live on Chris Cumguzzler's YouTube channel. More content for the Pope, I suppose. I pity the person who even gets paid to make this. Lol, he confessed he loves covering this. Generational wealth for the... I didn't realize that this was the whole thread. Someone's got to pay for the arcade machines. I think this will get him the Stranger Things watch. I've only ever heard him talk about pinball machines. Assume crazy pinheads would be insulted by the phrasing arcade machines. He said he loved covering her idiotic rambling. He's going to eat good for years. EHD, EHD, EHD. This whole thread is about me. I just watched a little and she's such a hypocrite, saying he weaponizes being the victim. Meanwhile, when the girl was on stream, every criticism he had for her was a sob story about her own trauma. Yeah, dude, I think that people have realized this is the first time a lot of people who aren't terminally online, who don't do drama every fucking week, they have gotten their first taste of legitimate trauma dumping. This is a tactic that happens a lot, specifically I found in this space, right? You'll be talking about an issue like trans issues, and then in the middle of the debate, when the person is losing, all of a sudden they just start ripping out the waterworks. Like, this was happening a lot in, like, the Dylan Burns type conversations and stuff, or, like, on the Stardust panels. Something about politics, when you're losing, you immediately just start ripping out dead family members. It happens all the time in political discourse. I remember a lot of this in, like, 2021, 2022, when I started to hang around the politics scene, when I was, like, trying to make a Vosh video. And I started going on panels, and I built a Twitch thing, and I became a partner and all that. Like, that was all because I was trying to do research for a Vosh video. I wanted to understand that community better. Trauma dumping is so prevalent in this space, but now you're kind of getting it firsthand. It's an appeal to emotion. I hope someone from Ethan's team is recording a copy of the stream. Oh, it's going to probably get her sued. Yeah, I'm not anti-Semitic. I just said Jews are programmed from birth to defend Israel, and then defended this. Okay, I see she put a blanket over the stain. Interesting. She just can't stop. I listened for a minute. My brain hurts. I can't. Who's gonna give her a platform next, chat? Someone needs to get her to keep talking. I need to keep making these streams. She is just so fucking fun to cover. I opened the stream and they're speaking about Israel. Girl, last time you admitted you knew nothing about the conflict. No, dude, you don't understand, right? People just think she knows nothing about the conflict. She's actually super fucking... She actually could beat you in fucking gambling, yo. She can gamble the fuck out of you. Just when you thought she couldn't be dumber. I think that fucking evil rant needs to be... That needs to definitely be one of the things that Ethan looks at. Is her fucking villain origin story of being a gambler. This is not a good idea. She's now fully staking her claim. Yeah, I can't listen because my anxiety is bad today. I might scream if I hear her voice. That is based. That is actually a base take. I mean, I hope you feel better, but yeah, based. They're disgusting. I hope Ethan watches this on the show today. AB, I hope you're watching and clipping. I knew Quam uses those tears to avoid accountability. It was blatantly obvious. The girl reminds me so much of Anissa. The pinball machine manufacturers will be overjoyed to hear this. This is diabolical, because this comment doesn't even reference me. It's not even on this subreddit. There's a person at Jenny's show just posted that the pinball machine manufacturers will be excited to know that Cruel World Happy Mind has gone on yet another podcast. I actually did see this one, and I sent it to my Discord. I was blown away when I read that one. These two together can't finish a coherent sentence. Of course she is. Ethan needs to sue her ASAP. Can we just let this annoying cringe... No! She needs to be held accountable for her mistake, because it's funny to me. Oh my god. Yeah, I wrote the scriptures foretold of this stream. Holy fuck, dude. I cannot, dude. I actually cannot. This is amazing.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
She should go on the Kino Casino next.
She should go talk.
She won't
Dude,
do any research into who PPP
that would be
or any
amazing.
art.
Dude, the
Whoa,
Kino
buddy.
Casino people should have her on. That would literally make... I would love to watch Kino Casino interview somebody that's related to a drama. That would be amazing. It would be... Oh my god, dude. The drama equivalent to the Matan guy podcast. Holy fuck. Leave Brittany Broski or subreddit alone. Ethan said multiple times today, oh yeah, don't go harass anybody again. I want to reiterate that last time. Yeah, dude, that's so funny. Is there any other clips here? So what is this?
Ask yourself, why hasn't Ethan Klein sent you his makeup line?
I'm going to say something right now that Ethan Klein can't say. I'm going to use my privilege as a white woman speaking to a white woman and say this. First of all, bitch.
Yeah, I do that anyway, though.
Ethan Klein didn't send me his makeup line because Ethan Klein doesn't have a makeup line.
That's actually facts. That's kind of true.
You fucking ding dong. I forgot one thing. Ela Klein did send me her
Oh my god, no way.
makeup line, bitch.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
And it came today, and I'm so glad it came today.
She literally picked the worst possible day to say that.
Especially.
That's insane. I can't. That's amazing. She literally has the fucking makeup. That is actually fucking crazy.